What's up, Dan? What's up, welcome? How you using? I think I'm just gonna do some practice tool things while we wait for Krupp to get out of his game and start the show. I can just show you some shit. Show you how it's done. I'm sorry. Be right back. What's up, boys? How you boys doing? How your boys' days been? Your Sundays? Well, Sundays are always boring as fuck. Today was eventful though. Had so much work to do with Corrupt. Last game is always lost. Could have gone 8-2 as if I couldn't get further into cancer. What'd you place? What'd you place, baby? Hold on, I'll get my phone out so I can reach out while I'm doing this too, because this doesn't take a lot of mental focus. Bronze 5. One second, boys. Bronze 5. Yeah, dude, Giga Bronze 5. The fuck? It's taking forever. Please, God. Oh, found it. In game though, so I'll put you on the old second monitor. Hell yeah, Dan. I'm gonna stop minions. Okay, boys. I'm just gonna do some center Jace drills that I like practicing. Like 10 minutes. 10 minutes a day of this, and like you'll get good at Jace. So first, I actually like going here and doing this. Actually, just click both. Yeah, this helps. I'm just queuing, like practicing going as far back as possible. You can practice like behind QEs too. I actually like, because this is like a mind game you can play with your opponent. You can go like, hold up. I need to do it when the gate's not there. Nah, it didn't work that time. Hold up. It's like hard to do. It has to be like legit on top of your model. There it is. So you can like send it behind you. It's pretty unreliable though, honestly. Unless like you just practice a ton, which I'm going to be trying to do right now. Hold on. It's hard to like differentiate it, honestly. Because usually you're just like trying to go for like the maximum speed you can get it. So whether that be like if it goes sideways or not, you just like don't want to risk like putting it that far back. I usually like now that I think about it, I think it ends up going sideways more than ever, but QE's nice. Sideways. The sideways one is like so nice. I think it's like the fastest you can do. Because I think it just goes immediately because like the hitbox is so big. So if you always like get it there, it just goes like so fast. Like, it's literally indodgeable to dodge this. I just went off the other gate. I like QE flashes. Those are clean to pull off. Or like, if you can angle it. Oh shit. Like, so if you want to angle it around something. Hold up. Like that. That's so clean. I love fucking practicing that. I want to pull it off soon. I can never get it down. Like, perfectly. Let's try a different one. Let's try doing it this way. Fuck. Or like Q flashing over things. I can't remember if I bound one to laugh cancel. I don't think I did. But I was going to try something out with that. Hotkeys. So it's what? Communication? Laugh? Or joke, I guess. So let's find that to one real quick. Does it cancel the animation? I wonder. I think it just fucks it up. Yeah, I think it just fucks it up. It just makes it slower than just that. Like, you guys see the difference between that, right? Like, that's so much faster than if you laugh cancel. That's why, like, everyone that says the laugh cancel is like nuts or something, it just like slows your shit down. Like, doing that is like infinitely faster than laugh cancel will ever be. Even that, I was practicing E flashing earlier. That was clean. I was getting really good at that, but I think I lost it now. Oh, there it is. What's up, my dude? Yeah. Yeah. I started like 10 minutes ago or something. We're just doing practical shit. What's up? Alright, sounds good. Alright, peace. Alright, boys. Krupp is coming over right now to do the show. So the show will probably start in like less than 10-15 minutes. Right now I'm just doing some practical stuff. Trying to get like Q flash E down, because that's actually like so fucking hard to do. Like to E and then flash, or not Q flash E, but like to E and then flash. Like if I wanted to send this guy over the wall, I would have to just flash, I think. Because if you E, because the key is Krupp coming over, Poggers. Hell yeah, dude. Krupp's coming over to talk about to talk on Rift Raff with us. We're gonna talk about the tier list. You can comment on it if you want, Forrest. They're clean, dude. You saw them. We made. Okay, so the reason I didn't stream all day today, if you guys were wondering, is because me and Krupp literally spent 8 hours. 8 hours cutting out every, not cutting out, but like taking every champion image, literally saving them and posting them. It was and resizing all of them. It was terrible. Krupp coming over for a booty call? Hell yeah, dude. What's up, Morbid? Hell yeah, dude. I'd tap Krupp. That boy's looking like a snack. See, that looks so clean. If I can get that down, but it's so inconsistent. Fuck. God damn it. See, I just have to, like, flashy for that, I think. God, it's actually so weird with fucking, how it like positions your camera. Can I get him like off the wall? No. See, E-flash like that doesn't work. Hold up. Let's do an open plane. I gotta watch my boy Josh and Echo Fox play. Oh yeah. That's all good, my dude. Watch the LCS. Tell me how that turns out too. Dude, I gotta listen to this song again. If you guys haven't listened to this new Drake song, you should. God's Plan. Force put me onto it. Shit's nuts, bro. There it is. There it is. Is E-flash not the same as kick flash on Lee? No, it's not. It's okay. So this is what happens. So you can either, you know, you can flash E, right, which is like pretty fast. But if you E and then flash, it just goes in the direction. So like, say if you wanted to kick flash on Lee Sin, you could just R and then flash, like just R flash and then go into your tower. On Jace, if you E flash, it just sends them that way. Unless, which is what I discovered recently, if you E up and right outside of the E range, you flash right before it, the animation starts on the other side. Oh, thanks for the host, Krupp. Probably less. Getting ready for the talk show, my dude. But if you walk right up to it, and then flash, it goes the other way. What's up, boys? But it's so hard to replicate. Because, like, if you fuck it up, you actually just end up looking retarded. Like, you just end up looking retarded if you do that. So I usually just flash E. Even though it's a little bit slower. See, it's so fucking hard to get down consistently. See, there it is. See, it looks so clean when you get it, though. Don't spam chat, boys. It's all good, baby. Spam me. But I really want to fucking practice my sideways QE. Because that shit's, like, actually nuts. Pulling that shit off would be so spicy. Yeah, don't type in chat too much. My laptop gets hot when people type. That's hilarious. I want to try, these were actually nuts to practice. Because this is like a more, like real scenario. Heading over? Okay. I'll be awaiting you, my dude. So like, hold up. So it'd be like, someone's here, jungler's like here, blocking you. And so you have like vision, you can just be like sniping if you can aim it. That shit would be so nuts, right, Forrest? Like if legit like jungler's trying to block from this direction, and you just do that shit would be fucking so nutty. Actually so nutty, but it's so hard to aim consistently. I've gotten pretty good at it though. I will say the practice tool definitely helps. And the camera angle helps a lot too. Or you can just like Q flash over him. That shit's nice. You don't want to practice the E flash though. That shit's nuts. It's like it's literally like an insect if you can do it right. You like can't have the animation start too soon. There it is. Okay, there's not it. That works too. So maybe from the left it's easier. I feel like it's a lot easier from, okay, never mind. I fucked it up. That was clean. Just like Liar? No, it's not just like Liar. So Jace's E, right? is so like when the animation starts, it like already picks the direction it travels. That's also why the interaction is so weird with like a bunch of gap closers. So if I E flash, it just goes the direction, right? What's the best place to get a burrito on campus? Poncheros, hands down. Aren't you going to be in Rift Raff? Yeah, he's coming over to do it with me right now. But if you E flash, it'll go the same direction, right? Right? Because if you're like within E range, so like if I try to like R flash someone on Lee Sin and just R flash, they'd go that way. But since Jace's E works different, it just goes the same way. Unless you go into E range, as soon as you get into E range, you flash behind them. But it's so finicky. There. It's so weird. You answered wrong. I'm disappointed. The right answer was Mr. Burrito. Nah, you're wrong, bro. Mr. Burrito sucks compared to Poncheros. Credenda, are you doing flash QE for the sideways QEs? Hold up. I'm not doing flash QE. I'm doing Q flash E. So it's like so say like you have vision here and there's someone here, right? You can Q flash E. So you aim the Q, right? So I'll just like walk you through it. So you like aim the Q, so if you Q and flash, it'll go the direction that you Q in, right? Like it's not gonna change direction, it's just gonna go the same angle. So that's the first step, right? Q and flash, because Q cancels the animation and then it goes to where it is. And then you just put an E on top of it.
Slicks around. It's thick, it's hard to move.
And you just do it like that. It takes a while to get used to. The really nutty thing is like if they don't expect it at all, you can do that. You can like quick switch into it. But that's like super fucking hard to do. Actually, it makes my brain literally like doing this took so much fucking time to practice. Just this. And see, I still fuck it up. And adding the R is actually like makes my brain fart, dude. But I'm getting it down now. Wow, what a man. Hell yeah. Deleted, aborted. Revealing all the secrets to the community. Hell yeah, dude. This is shit I never see other Jace players like talk about. This shit, like, and no one else practices it. It's literally like, this shit is so nuts. Like I want to be able to do this in a game, like, consistently. I'm doing it consistent now because it's like a super controlled environment, but like, if you're laying against like, at least in my like experience, if I'm ever laying against like Shifter or some shit, why would I ever try to pull this off? You know, as opposed to something else. I gotta do this a lot, like Q flashy. I fuck it up a lot too. But the sideways shit is just so fucking nutty. Like, also imagine a scenario, right, where there's like minions here, right? So like, there's minion here, minion here maybe. And the guy's like trying to hide behind his minions, right? And like maybe you have vision, maybe you don't. So like you can't Q flash over in time, right? Because you can't walk up that far because he'll just walk away out of your QE range. But if you legit just do this and like aim it right, like just sideways right there. It's so hard to aim though. Like look at that shit. It's like literally instantaneous and like no one would expect that shit. He's coming over to do it with me right now. Hell yeah, dude. No context. Yeah, for the ones you're doing in mid lane. Yeah, dude. Like, I'm gonna practice like this at different scenarios as well. Usually it's just like the same two angles, so you can get most of it down. It's just like this and then that. Usually. But then if you switch up the direction of it, it gets so much like weirder, right? So like if you're trying to hit this guy, you have to aim, now you have to aim down and then go left and do that shit. Or like that. I think I messed that up too. So and you have to be walking too, you have to be clicking while you're doing it to like set it all up. See, I messed up the E, so you have to be like clicking around, maybe dodge the skill shots and shit, and then you just gotta like do it instantly. To like make it really work. See, that would be pretty fast.
That's the sauce, man.
Have you made Jace for Impact yet? No, not yet. Do your roommates play League? Yeah, they do play League. Blaine plays a little bit. He doesn't play as much anymore. Damon, Damon hasn't played League, but my friend Austin upstairs plays a lot of League. They're actually playing League right now. And Pat's like D5. He lives with me too. Hold up, I'm gonna check. I don't have Streamlab labels open right now, but I think I got like 2 followers or something. Something like that. Thank you so much. Rhino20080. Liquid Shrapnel, Force Within hosting me. Thank you so much, my dude. Kylo, 7 bits. Thank you so much. I'll spend that on laundry, bro. Margion also followed. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I retarded? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 follows? You guys are fucking insane, dude. You guys are nuts. But yeah, he should be over here soon. He should call me when he gets here. Actually, I'm gonna be right back and make sure the doors are locked. Gotta move this pizza too, dude. Papa visited my place today. I need to buy one. Buy one, get one. Guys, spam now. Try it, son. Hell yeah. But like, I would, if you're gonna try to learn this, if you're gonna try to like do practice tool and shit like on Jace, I would say learn this first, because this is like your most practical thing. Nice. What's up, babe? Trying to get the vape off me, my dude? Try to do like max range too. So like as soon as you get in range to do it, you want to be able to know the range at which you can do it. So it's like maximum surprise. Or like when you're walking away from them, do that shit. Blaine, I know, dude. I love Blaine. Look at him. Are you wearing the shirt? You don't want to know what shirt he's wearing. Goku vapes. Is that Goku? They do know what shirt you're wearing. Yeah. Holy shit! I need to actually fucking get higher than Gold 5. Can't visually watch the gameplay, but have audio playing. No problem, my dude. I'm just doing some stuff in practice tool before the show. I might try myself.
I gotta go kill terrorists.
What did you say, one?
I gotta go kill terrorists. You know how it goes.
I wonder if I Q flash and then E behind me, it actually like turns me around. That's another thing. Like Jace's E turns you around, dude. I don't know where I would ever use a situation where I would just like have my E up against like cast or something, but I've always wondered if I could just do that and like dodge ults. But like I feel like I could just click if my mouse is already there, you know. The show never uploaded to YouTube. We're gonna upload it after this. I don't have is it 8 p.m. my dudes? Yes, it is 8 p.m. right now, but he's still getting over here and it's pretty cold outside. Thought I placed gold for another account this year. Yeah, dude, everyone's fucking placing this year, boy. It's the year to play. It's 2 a.m. here. I'm not missing Rift Raff. Hell yeah. Corrupts late. I know, dude. It's him. Don't blame me. Don't blame me.
You're not the greatest on time either, though.
Shut up, Blaine.
If anything's on time, it's because of me.
That's true.
Because if you're 10 minutes early, you're on time. If you're 10 minutes early to being 10 minutes early, you're early. And if you're on time, you're late.
Wow, Blaine with the subtle roast. Yeah, I know. He's roasting, dude. I fucking love Blaine. I'm only here for corrupt. He'll be here soon, my dude. Thank you for the bits. Mod me or chat riots. If I add you on Insta, would you view the content? Sure, dude.
Oh, I just definitely destroyed my shoulder.
Sure,
I
my dude.
heard noises out there.
Is VJ here, dude?
I'm not getting out.
What did you say, though?
I'm not getting out of work.
Well, if he's here, he'll definitely come back. Omega will. Hold on, I'm gonna check if VJ's out there. I'll be right back.
I just thought I heard a door.
I thought you heard a door boom.
There it is.
The man, the myth, the legend, dude.
I did hear it.
Dude, the
You might have to use your chair, Blaine. But
We have another chair in the closet.
I'll get it. I got the chair.
All right, now the actual stream's
Yeah,
starting.
dude, entertain's been-
Let me show you guys. Wait, you don't even have like a can. Oh my god, this is jank. What is it? Why is there a cup of coffee in front of me? I'm trying to play League of fucking Legends. It's goddamn 8 p.m. What the fuck? You have quick cast on? Who plays with quick cast on the entire time? Oh my god. What is this, a setup for ants? You have flash on F, you animal.
Of course I have flash.
When were you gonna tell me?
Flash.
When were you gonna tell me you were
It's
such a
F for
degenerate?
flash,
Honestly, dude.
You monkey.
Oh my god. Flash on F, that's the biggest strategy.
Hold up.
Jesus. Are we huddling together for warmth?
Yes. There's a dude who's actually. You would not imagine how cold it was in my room.
LOL, Daddy.
You literally would not imagine.
Was it as cold as Florida?
It was negative 60 degrees.
Dude, a tragedy happened. I was walking here and I just stepped in a fat
Oh,
Fat
no.
on, the
puddle of
command-
mud.
Did I take the command chair from the commander?
Yeah. Oh no, of course. I didn't know
First,
this was the.
No, that's
Or
okay.
this was the.
Ugh.
The chair for please.
Okay.
No, this
Are you
is
playing PUBG?
smart.
Oh. Oh, that's kind of cozy. Dude, I'm so used to like looking like.
Yeah.
I end up like I usually like look at my own like off screen. Like,
Yeah.
Just how it looks.
So you want to just like full screen this?
Yeah.
Okay.
100% full screen.
We're just, you know what? There's one somewhere here. I'm also gonna turn up my music. This is not vibing with the moment, dude. We're just gonna do game
Yeah, just
full screen.
turn it
Holy
to
crap!
full. You can drop.
Oh
the
my
screen.
god.
Oh yeah, they get
I'll just
Oh,
hide it.
the look at Blaine.
I'm
in
still
his
eating it.
prime.
Whatever. Please God, dude. I'll just delete all these. Should I keep my hand in there? Where's that? Oh yeah,
What
get
is
the
this?
phone, dude. It's because I don't have two
You
monitors.
need a dual
man.
monitor setup, my dude.
Just because I don't
I've
have
been
two
telling you
monitors.
this forever.
You say that.
Seriously.
You say that.
I don't.
I don't want just black bars though. Fuck, this sucks. Wait, oh wait, we can do
I
we can
can't
change
believe
the.
you play League like this. Your desk
What do you
is so
mean? Hold up, we're
cluttered.
disabling for a second, boys. Because we gotta configure the resolution. What's the resolution? 1920 by 1080.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, well we changed it.
Blaine eyebrow game OP.
There we go.
I have
Now it's way too big.
the most luscious of eyebrows.
Bear with it,
I
boys.
believe it.
There we go.
I was blessed,
1920.
some would say.
What version of OBS is this?
What do you mean? What version of Ops is this?
Mine looks completely different.
Mine looks so clean. Mine's so clean. Dude, did you see what I'm wearing, dude?
Oh,
I got one, dude. Reformed,
Tyler
dude.
one.
I love this shit. It was actually, I was, honest review, nice fabric. Nice fabric. I was not expecting such a quality product, honestly.
Can we get a shirt? I'd wear a shirt. I'd buy
Do you
a
want
shirt.
a shirt, Blaine? We can get you a
You
shirt.
put my face on it.
Okay, well, would you like to?
Okay, well, you want to
Up.
set up the window for?
Yeah, we gotta set Blaine up. Blaine, are you gonna be speaking a lot on that?
No.
Okay.
I speak only when necessary.
Of course.
Okay, because
You
we
can
need
get that.
we need the window set up so we can show the patch notes. And
Yeah,
stuff
yeah, yeah.
alongside them.
I have, I can just go to right here, and then we need to delete these as well.
Well, I don't want to show it full screen. We
Full
should
screen?
show. Well, do you have the invite link I gave you?
I
we'll
can
just
just go
show
to
it
it.
off back.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Hold up, we'll go back here, boys. Yeah, I can just go to there. Corrupt.
As you can tell, our production quality.
Our production quality is top notch. It's
Insane.
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 It's so insane.
Can
Okay,
you see that right now?
which one do you want to? Go first.
Well, we can start with the spiel, but we can go. We can start with support.
Start support? Okay. We can just fucking, I'll just full screen this. Just put it like this.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Oh, dude,
Beautiful.
okay, before we show you guys this, and just like, before everything else, we spent so much time.
We spent
so much time.
That's the
I
sauce,
told them
man.
about that. Like
So
5
much time.
times.
Actually, so much time.
It's hard to
Literally, like 8 hours of my life will never come back to me because of what we did. And I love it. I love every single one we made. It's actually pretty quality. It's pretty quality shit.
Yeah, it's actually really fucking nice.
Mm.
And like the thing about this, it's
But
like
before-
this isn't no like sketch like. Yeah, just Credenda and Corrupt Up. Like we literally just talked to like master and challenger players.
Yeah.
We got their opinions, and then
Yeah.
we made it, and it was like
Yeah, it was actually nuts.
no,
Oh,
graphic design.
Okay, there we go. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty top tier.
No,
I
dude,
would
we
say.
gotta be bigger. We're the main.
We gotta be bigger.
We're
Is it
the main.
how big? We can't block out some of the tier list though. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
we can
We'll
find
mix and
some
match.
anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay. So wait, can you add a window to that and have it like be Google Chrome?
do you want?
Like add
What
a
do you mean?
scene.
Yeah. Well, Google Chrome is the scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
add a
just-
scene.
yeah, switch right to
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
'Kay.
Welcome
Now we got all that out of the way.
to Rift Raff episode.
Hell yeah!
To-
Episode 2, dude.
I know you guys have all
Back to
been
back.
waiting. It's
Back to back
amazing.
episodes.
It's amazing.
It's awesome.
All right, Credenda, would
Insane.
you would you
Like start up, of course.
your credentials?
Credentials, my credentials for Credenda, you know what I'm saying? I'm Jace One Trick NA. I've hit master on one account or Challenger on one account rather, in mid-season 7, and then I kept them Master at the end of the season. This season, preseason was so long too. It was literally like a month.
It was actually.
But yeah, that's me. So, Corrupt, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, so I'm a not a hard stuck whatsoever.
Not hard stuck
In
at
my
all.
life, never been hard
At
stuck.
all. Season 8's treating him well.
350 Masters LP.
Yeah.
Not dying on the inside from playing D5 and playing in D5 ranked right now.
And we can talk about that
Not
too.
last season.
Yeah.
Just this one,
We can also talk about that, just the quality of
Oh,
the games.
because-
But
but
that's
that-
the topic later.
Ooh, that's a topic for another time.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
Season mid laner, been around for a while. Katarina main. Play a lot of Zero. I've just been playing mid for a long time. Been a lot of tournaments, stuff like that. Blah 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 blah. I'm awesome. Needless to
Yeah, he's
say.
nuts. He's insane.
Anyway.
Catavol's better, but
Whoa! Hold on. Dude. No, that's true. At Katarina.
Okay.
Okay.
So you want to get right into the thick of these?
Can they see this right now?
They will in a second, my dude.
Okay.
So this is the tier list we made for, and also notice. Oh my god,
Beautiful.
beautiful,
Amazing.
beautiful. Come on,
Credenda-
honest opinions.
can
This
you-
is beautiful.
Can you? What graphic designer?
Who did this?
Did we hire for this?
Who did we hire for? Corrupt Hope and Credenda.
Corrupt
Wow,
Hope
those
and
some
Credenda.
real good graphic designers. All
Amazing.
jokes aside, this is our tier list for support. The tier list we made primarily, it's a high elo tier list.
Yeah. So we're
Was the intention behind it.
highly prefacing this by saying like this is at the challenger level of gameplay. This isn't like, oh, what's the best support at
Yeah.
bronze?
Annie's-
my Yasuo support has an 80%
Yeah,
win rate.
Annie.
Like, that's
Annie.
not-
We'll just say when we get to mid, Annie is not my go-to
Annie-
pick. If
Annie
you're
is-
talking about this, you know what I'm saying. So like,
The-
it's gonna be a different world, really.
This isn't an LS friendly stream.
Yeah, exactly. It's gotta be. Yeah, it's gonna be more for the upper echelons of
Okay.
league.
But even if it does apply to challenger, like all of you can like look at this.
Yeah.
And like you
And
you
just
can-
see
you can
what
learn
champions
from
are
it.
strong. Yeah, because
Yeah.
these are still strong champions. If you play these champions in your elo, I pretty much guarantee you can stomp with them.
Yeah, if you
Not-
follow this
yeah.
list. Maybe not like maybe like
And-
Jana,
and-
maybe
yeah,
not
and
as
for
high,
things
but-
like this, we have and I'll get into a second. We have one trick, playstyle, and meta counter.
Mhm.
They're partially to give labels to the champions, but they're also to give you an indicator of like how hard they really are. Because playstyle champions, while champions can be hard that aren't playstyle or one trick, obviously, playstyle really adds like a layer to the champion that maybe like lower elos can't fully utilize, and so that's why we place them there. But generally, these champions should work throughout most elos.
Yes. So I guess to in depth because you just explained playstyle, right?
Yep.
So in depth, we have the Master 7 icon. That means one trick, which means to play them at a challenger level, you pretty much have to one trick them.
Awesome,
Like
man.
that's the only way you'll be good enough to pull them off.
Yeah.
Playstyle means obviously they have a very unique playstyle. So in this one we have Thresh and Blitzcrank are examples. We'll talk about them a bit more. But unless you need to be used to them. You can't just jump into them. And we have meta counters, which are special champions that are able to counter the meta.
Yeah.
And those are usually S+, S, and A tier picks.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and start this off, and let us start with our S+ tier, the God.
Yeah,
Nut
the gods.
tier.
These. If you guys have heard, Aftershock has been actually shitting on bot lane pretty much all of like this preseason and even like it's all of season 8. Like for a while it was like Leona with like huge Aftershock, and then everyone switched over to Alistar. Realized that Hex Flash is just fucking busted on this
Yeah, Hex
champion.
Flash is
You just take
disgusting.
Hex Flash, you go Aftershock. It's literally insane. Like Alistar is just so fucking disgusting. Right
And
now.
he's just really strong in lane because
Yeah.
there's like a lot of engaged supports, but Alistar's the one where if you walk too far in lane and he's a good Alistar, he'll immediately flash,
Yeah.
pulverize you, and then headbutt you back.
Yeah.
And if you're near turret, well then you have to flash or you take aggro.
Yeah.
Or if there's a jungler there, then you just die.
Yeah, and like his strength also comes in like his just roaming pressure. Maybe he's not like an oppressive lane bully support,
Yeah, he's-
particularly in lane, right? But his roaming is just so insane, especially with Hex Flash too. You can get off multiple ganks. You can just make your mid laner hate life, or their mid laner rather. And it's so good at like pressuring the other parts of the map, which is really what wins you games. It's also pressuring bot lane and setting up for dives, etc. Because bot lane it really is like kind of the centerpiece of the game right now.
I think.
But
And one of the reasons why these melee supports have become so strong is because I think the double relic meta, because of how strong it is, supports get like, if you're a melee support, like, dude, your AD carry is now healing you.
yeah, actually,
Like, what just happened? Now my AD carry is supporting me. Like, it's actually, like, really nice. You get mobility boots faster, which means you can roam faster and you can
yeah,
make way
more
more
gold.
plays.
Yeah, it just makes everything possible.
Next up, the
Shen.
Shen. Shen came soaring out of
Yeah,
nowhere
literally out of nowhere.
into S
Yeah.
plus tier support.
Actually insane. His laning phase is like, I'd say he's like stronger in lane than Alistar, but like His global pressure is just so insane, and then he also uses Aftershock so well, like everyone else on this list that uses Aftershock.
And like the great thing about Shen is like, okay, first off you have the Hex Flash. Hex Flash into a taunt out of a bush.
Yeah.
Covers a lot of distance.
Covers quite a bit of distance.
Pretty good item. And the great thing about it is, you know, if you taunt into a lane and you miss that taunt, and usually when you know you're a support and you miss your engage, you're gonna get your ass.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get your ass beat. They're just gonna slap you, but you just press
destroy.
W.
But you press
don't
W.
take any damage.
Oh yeah, and oh look, bot lane, all of bot lane's
All
damage
of
is
Botland's
auto
damage
attacks.
is gone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you
Yeah,
dodge
it's
all
actually
auto
like it came out of nowhere. I think it's super
it's
fucking
so
strong
random.
right now.
And then once he's level 6, it's like
Global pressure.
It's
You just
like-
kind of forget Shen's in the game because it's like he's not top. Like
yeah,
what-
there's
and
like
then-
a fucking tanky TF in the bot lane.
Yeah,
that's gonna ult me
exactly.
Anytime.
Yeah, and then like if you thought Alistar walking to mid lane was bad, think about almost solo killing your mid laner and Shen just ults on
Yeah,
him.
Shen ults them, and Shen can roam too. You know, Hex
Yeah,
Flash
just
out of a
roam.
bush, like
Yeah.
very annoying.
Yeah, super impressive. Really good pressure.
So next tier S,
S tier.
overpowered.
Overpowered tier. These champions are like maybe not they're not the god nuts tier, maybe not the cream of the crop, the best pick absolutely to get, but they serve their own niche, they serve their own purpose, and they're also just super fucking good in this meta right now. Probably need nerfs, but you should obviously look at the god nut tiers
God, that
before.
tier need to be nerfed.
Need to be nerfed beforehand, but these are really strong champions right now.
Okay,
Really
and
strong
you know,
champions.
so first one, we were tempted to put one trick playstyle and meta counter Janna, very high
Yeah,
skill
very
champion,
high skill champion.
insanely hard to play.
If you have nothing else in your head, just play Janna.
Yeah.
If you have an empty noggin, just play this
we
champion.
cannot stress this enough. This is an insanely high skill champion.
High skill champion.
Very mechanically
Very
difficult.
mechanically difficult, but
Um,
also a very strong pick.
very
Overheal,
strong, super
obviously she's
safe.
going to be super good with overheal
It's
carries.
almost impossible to kill 80 carries.
Yeah.
You have like Relic Quest and then a Janna on top.
And
of
God
it.
forbid if you ever poke through overheal, he's just going to get Janna shielded, you're going to get knocked up, the
Mhm.
healing is insane as well. You'll never get on top of them, and then they're going to be healing their overshield back. It's just insane.
And then you see that with the meta now, with especially in LCS and in games today, like 80 carries can start frontlining.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can just send Caitlyn to the front,
Yeah.
Janna will shield them, they have the Turgan shield, and they just keep autoing,
Yeah.
and you just do a ton of damage.
Yeah.
And you don't die because you're super tanky.
And you just don't die, yeah.
And Janna is obviously insanely strong because she counters a lot of hooking supports like Thresh, Leona, Alistar, anyone who engages. If you just tornado at the right time, you counter them.
Yeah.
You have an insanely
Zac,
strong
really
shield.
good against Zac.
And
Yeah.
AP Janna is disgusting because you just build AP, you press W on them,
Do
you
a
do a
ton
ton
of
of
damage.
damage with Aerie.
Yeah.
Like the champion evolved from just being this mindless shield bot to
Like a really oppressive support.
really
really
like
impressive.
just running up to you, pressing W, and you get chunked like crazy.
Yeah.
So strong champion.
Brand
Very
champion.
difficult
Very
to play.
difficult champion.
Difficult to play.
Next up, we have Braum. Again, Aftershock user. Really fuck. Or actually, no, he uses Guardian, right? He uses
Yeah,
Guardian.
I'm sure
so
he uses Guardian, yeah.
Uses Guardian. So good at just protecting, peeling off for your overheal AD carry. And if you can peel, like Braum can peel, like nothing gets to you. It's like essentially the melee version of Janna. Obviously, not as easy.
Mm-hmm. And like the passive has always been strong. I think Braum has struggled in recent seasons,
Yeah.
or recent patches, because he just hasn't been as strong. He gets like chunked out. But you know, with the Relic meta, like all melee supports have just become way stronger.
Yeah. Relic just makes it melee supports really strong. Taric obviously has a very game-changing ult. Honestly, Taric hasn't seemed that strong to me personally, just in my personal experience. But what I've seen from like more high elo players is that they use Taric ult really, really well, and it's actually pretty disgusting, like how well you can use it. Also, his healing's pretty good. Overheal again, a melee to carry benefits from that a lot. He's a pretty good pick. I'd say he's a pretty good pick.
Yeah. So when me and Credenda started talking about Taric, we both kind of thought he was like a C tier, B tier. You know, maybe he has some decent engages, but you know his ult's not that great. You can play around it. But that's why we contacted Master and Challenger players. I'm like, we have to do this. We need like other perspectives.
Yeah.
We're mid lane, man.
Yeah, because the mid lane
And
tier is
all of them told us they're like, Taric's disgusting.
Yeah, everyone's
that
just like, we
champion
hate
is
Taric. Yeah.
nutty. And I guess we agree with them because, and it's hard to play around Taric all. Like, there's not a
Yeah.
lot of solo queue teamwork. And at a high level, like a good Taric ult can like change a fight if
Yeah.
you time it well with the engage.
Yeah.
So pretty solid champion and also benefits from the relic.
Yeah.
Next one, Morgana,
Morgana.
and our first
Meta counter.
meta counter.
Because she absolutely dumpsters hard engage like Alistar with her black shield, hard
Shen.
engage like Shen. She's just super good at the top tier pick against the top tier picks right now, and she also uses the fucking broken item, the tribute item,
so well with her
Spell
W. Oh, spell thieves
Oh,
with her
yeah.
W. She can make picks with a spooky ghost. Just so nuts on that champion, honestly. And I think like the main reason why she's so high up is because again the meta counter. Her E just shits on the top tier champion. Is what I would say.
She doesn't play too much. She is a little tiny bit hard to play. She's always been
A
kind of
little
in a
bit.
weird spot,
Mhm.
but I think as the meta has shifted towards, it's an 80 carry meta again.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I want to say it's worse than Ardent Sensor or not. Ardent
I don't know
Sensor
about
was-
worse. It reminds me a lot of it though. It's
Yeah, it
really,
reminds me
it's
a
a
lot-
really
a lot
ball
of
lane
it.
oriented.
80
meta
carries
right
are just insane right now, and because
Yeah.
of that, anyone who can protect an 80 carry from other S tier picks like Alistair,
Is
Shen,
strong,
Braum,
yeah.
Taric is very strong. So that's why Morgana's up there.
now. Yeah.
Next one, unbench. The
The
Kench.
Kench, I
He's
literally
back
hate-
in S tier.
I hate that
I
he's-
hate this champion.
I hate that he's being
He's
played
up
again.
here.
I literally hate that he's being played again. As someone who plays assassins, this champion literally just counters me completely. Overheal meta obviously benefits him because he's melee. He can just slurp up your 80 carry away from Alistar or Shen. He can slurp you up from assassins. Like, it's so annoying to deal with.
He's
I think
al-
he's just so annoying to deal
I
with.
think
And he has
he's
global
always
pressure as well.
been like a really strong solo queue pick because of that. I think in
Mhm.
solo queue, when your teammates they go full
Tunnel vision. Full tunnel vision on someone.
full special word that isn't allowed to be said in our
Special
in
needs.
our-
Full special needs.
Whoa, developmentally.
And you get delayed.
Be
but-
progressive.
Be
Fernando,
progressive.
Jesus.
But
more or less, when these kind of like life saving mechanics like Zillion
yeah.
are very frustrating to play against, and like Thresh Dark Passage, and Tom just has one where he just eats you, and it's not an alt. It's super useful. There is a nice trade off because he can't eat someone, but late game, mid game, like if you can prevent the 80 carry from dying, like you just made like a huge play
Yeah.
every time you do it. And I absolutely hate him because me and Credenda are
Absolutely.
both assassin players,
Yeah.
but he's back in the meta and he's here to stay.
Yeah, he's
it's
here
the
to stay.
motherfucking Kent.
It's the Kench on bench.
All right, now we're moving down
Another
to
tier. Yeah, exceptional. So these are champions that, while they might not be as strong as the overpowered tier, maybe some of them outclass them in certain areas, they still do what they do well and exceptionally well. So I would say Bard is one of those champions. He's a playstyle champion. Kind of hard to play. Really takes a good Bard, I think, to really maximize his potential. You can't really come into Bard thinking he's going to be some Alistar, or not the Alistar, or Janna or something like that. You really need to like think about how you use your ultimate. It's so game changing, negative and positive sometimes. Your Qs, you can just stun people forever. Afro moves nuts on this champion, but
Afrim is absolutely disgusting. And you can tell, like, when someone's a good bard,
Oh,
they're insane.
so
And
nuts.
He does so much damage. You just run, like, electrocute, run around, chunk people to
Oh,
half
just
health.
chunking.
And I think, like, the big thing is, like, what separates, like, there's the regular bards who are just playing, they're playing Chime Collector
Yeah,
in
they're playing
2015.
Chime Simulator,
And,
and
you
these
have the
other bards.
amazing bards who are playing, like,
Stun Simulator.
Stun Simulator, swag on you,
Yeah,
like,
5-man
running
ult
around,
Simulator, like
tunneling.
yeah.
And whenever like Bard wins lane, he starts roaming around everywhere with the jungler, and then he'll set up ults on mid. He'll just tunnel behind you.
Yeah.
He'll Q auto, like he just chunks you. He's a great roamer, great at collecting chimes, like very strong. If he loses lane, he falls insanely far behind.
Oh yeah.
Which is why we put him as a playstyle champion. If you do not know how to play Bard, you're gonna have a hard time playing him.
And that's another reason that separates the overpowered from exceptional. These champions have a tendency to fall behind. They can fall behind. They can be a little more useless than say a Janna. You're always going to get effectiveness from Janna, from a Braum passive, from a spell shield, from a Tom W. You're going to get advantages regardless of how bad they play it, or maybe how behind you get. Maybe the games, they're more stable champions. And these, take a little bit more finesse, take a little, less feeding. But next up we have Brand, and I think you can talk more about this. You play for the Brand.
Okay, so I used to be a Brand mid main. Fortunately, I had to stop playing him because he was complete ass, and I got camped a shit ton. But so Riot recently buffed him. They doubled his passive damage from Blaze to 2% to 4%. It's a very strong change.
Yeah.
What this means for him mid lane, we'll talk about when we get to the mid lane tier
Of
list.
course.
I ain't spoiling that yet. But what that means in support is he's a very strong support. And he also, we gave him the title of meta counter because what Brand does is Brand counters tanks.
Yeah.
Once you get like a high amount of CD, you're constantly throwing stun, you're stacking your Blaze like a crap ton.
Oh, you do so much damage. So much damage.
So
It's so
actually,
well.
when you play him at like a really high level, he's great into certain comps. I don't think you can always pick him. If like enemy team is like full assassin, full dive, Brand's not going to be that hot.
Yeah.
But against tanks, he's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just agree with what you say. Again, mid lane is for another time, but I think he's a strong pick, an exceptional pick. Next we have Thresh. Thresh, he's always been the meta. He always had the kit to, really just like, peel supports. He can peel his AD carry. Obviously, that's great in this meta. He can make picks, make plays, pressure. Just takes a little bit of practice. A play style champion, definitely, and really have to be good on this pick to make it really work. Especially in light of all these other picks that are so much easier to play.
And he I guess let's talk about Blitzcrank at the same time.
Yeah, because they're both similar champions.
They're very similar champions. But Thresh and Blitz, more or less, both have benefited from the Relic meta.
Yeah.
Melee supports who now take less poke damage.
Mm-hmm.
So they're both A tier. Playstyle, you can't just jump into them. You can jump into them, but there's a difference between whether you're like God Hook or like Bronze 5 running around.
Place TV or just
building tier like Manamune, Lichbane on Blitzcrank or something. In the lane against each other, Thresh actually wins the lane because he can just like lantern them back. But both very strong picks and definite need for playstyle.
Yeah. And next we have Nami. A bit. She also benefits from some of what Janna has. Like if AD carry is good, she's gonna be good. She gives great heal, great poke, really impressive in lane. You can lane insane bubbles, a lot of crowd control. But again, she fought like if you get behind in lane on Nami, you're gonna be a little less useful than some of the other champions at a tier above.
Yeah, she has to be played as a lane bully. She is what we like to call an enchanter. So keep supports of an archetype that kind of like buff the AD carry, give them small buffs here and there. But Nami is like one of the best enchanters, and she beats all other enchanters is the thing. And that's kind of really what makes her strong.
Yeah.
If you fall behind, you're easy to kill, obviously.
Yeah.
But good Namis are going to be very annoying to fight against, and she's just an exceptional champion.
Yeah, she also benefits off Queen's Tribute again, like many of these other champions, which is a really strong item right now. We're going to move down a tier to Viable tier. These champions, you can pick them. They won't do you too bad. But they're not as exceptional.
They're solid.
They're solid champions. Solid champions, solid viable champions. You're not trolling if you pick these champions.
Yeah, you're not trolling.
You're not trolling yet.
But they're not top of the meta either.
Not top of the meta either.
Alright, so number 1, Soraka. I'm going to take this
over.
over.
You can take
I've been playing a lot of Soraka. Pretty good champion. Not top of meta. Obviously, if you have really good positioning, you can just win the game. I literally won a ranked game yesterday because I had perfect positioning. I went like 0-1-26.
Shield ever. No one died.
Yeah, it's insane. If the enemy team doesn't have good dive, if you don't have great, and if they don't have, if you have good positioning, like you just won't die.
Yeah.
Spellbook, insane on it. I like a Spellbook or Airy, you swap to like Flash Ghost, and you can't be caught. It's amazing. Yeah. Next up
is Lulu. Obviously, if it's an overheal meta, if it's an AD carry meta, Lulu's obviously going to be a pick. Lulu Cog is disgusting. Lulu Tristana is disgusting. If you get past like 30 minutes and you have a really good AD carry with Lulu, like again, like an enchanter, she buffs the AD carry, just does so much damage. If you have a really good AD carry, Lulu's so good. Kind of just turn your brain off, cast it on the other person. Polymorph, insanely disgusting crowd control. I hate when she's meta. Literally hate when she's played. Can be a lane bully, but pretty much loses to other like kind of lane bully champions in the higher tiers above her, like Nami, stuff like that.
Yeah,
played properly.
We did a lot of discussion on this because we thought, it's an AD carry meta, so Lulu must be good.
Yeah,
right?
must be.
But the thing is, you don't see a lot of Lulu, and the reason for that is when you look at the tiers above, right? You look at A, S, S+, like Lulu doesn't do great
that
into
well
these
into
champions.
These champions, yeah.
And that's usually what makes them meta. I feel like a lot of being meta is how many good matchups you have
with the best champions.
Good matchups, like, and obviously like scaling.
Of course, yeah.
Like synergy, like how good your kid is, stuff like that. But Lulu just doesn't have that great of a matchup. But it's still an AD carry meta, so she's still a solid B tier pick.
Yeah. Next we have Leona. Again, benefit of Aftershock. I think maybe you can run Guardian on it too, but I think Aftershock's a little bit better.
Aftershock is pretty nice. She used to be much stronger. She's kind of fallen a little bit.
Yeah, just because she's not as good at doing her job as the other, Shen, the Alistars. They just do her job so much better, and then the other picks kind of outshine her as well with their respective pressure.
That's true. And then a lot of supports, like you can see in the tiers above, like Thresh, Janna, Morgana, and Tom, like a lot of them can just stop her engage.
I'm going to close the door, but yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Just stop the engage. And then next we have...
Zereth says meta.
Meta.
I
say meta. I don't even know what I say, dude.
I don't care.
You gotta catch me in the middle of it. But next we have Zereth, a pick that was a lot more popular at the preseason, early preseason when Common was broken. Kind of fallen off a little bit. But...
Sorry, which one?
Zereth.
Yeah, so Zereth fell off a little bit, and that's because they nerfed sorcery. They nerfed area, they nerfed the amount of AP you get. So he's kind of become weaker. we listed him as a meta counter. He's honestly kind of like a playstyle champion too.
Yeah.
Because you do have to hit your skill shots.
Yeah, it's obviously hard to play Zereth.
But if you play in certain lanes, like you play Ezreal Xerath or like maybe MF Xerath, just any poke lane with Xerath can be insanely oppressive. Obviously, if you ever get caught, you're useless.
Yeah.
If you see a Kha'Zix on the enemy team, maybe not a
You're
good
screwed.
idea.
Yeah, maybe not a good idea.
Because Xerath.
Yeah, maybe
But
you don't want to get stealth on for
good champion if you can hit your skill shots. And that's kind of always been the case, but now especially with the simple build sort guys, you do true damage.
Yeah.
Season
so,
8.
Yeah,
So,
you actually just do true damage. So.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. Next we have Ornn. Obviously, we'll talk about him in top lane later, but obviously a very, very strong champion in the meta right now. Obviously, with all his tools, you extend CC, your ultimate's a great engage tool. Your lane matchups aren't that bad. You also benefit, from stuff like Aftershock. I think you run Aftershock as support, or maybe Guardian, but anyway, melee support. So
Ornn would be a lot lower if it wasn't for the Relic Mana, because if it wasn't for the Relic Mana, he'd get bullied out of bot lane.
Yeah.
But because you have all this free room and all this sustain, you now have one of the best CC tanks in the game as a support.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think Ornn is one of the best engages in the
Oh
game.
yeah, easily.
And low cooldown, super hard to miss.
Super long range.
It's super hard to dodge. It's almost impossible to dodge.
Yeah, and then if he catches you, God forbid, you're gonna be there for a couple seconds.
You're done.
A couple seconds.
You're getting the Ornn.
You're getting Ornn. You're getting Ornn, and don't try to fight back. But next we have Sona, again, a champion similar to Lulu, Soraka. Was really good in Arden meta, but I don't really think she's as strong as some of the other
She's kind of fallen off, and a lot of the reason, we talked about this earlier, when you look at the champions above, you think about how many good matchups that champion has in the meta.
Yeah.
And Sona, it's not that hot recently. She used to be much stronger, especially in the Arden meta. But in this, Alistar, Shen, Janna, they all just kind of destroy her.
Yeah.
But she's still a solid support because it is an AD carry meta, just not as strong. And I think a lot of the reason why she's weaker than before is because of the Relic meta.
Yeah.
The Relic meta has obviously it impacts bots super hard, and supports are made in make and break pretty much.
Next we have the niche tier. So these
Move closer to the mic.
Move closer to the mic. Okay.
Tell Credenda to stop vaping.
Vaping? Okay, sure.
Vape.
No more vape, my dude. Mic's front and center.
Alright.
My dude. Okay, so next we have the next tier. I'll let you introduce this next tier.
Okay, so now we have the niche tier, and what this means is these champions aren't necessarily bad per se. They're almost, but
Almost. Not quite.
not necessarily bad, and they can be picked into certain team comps, and in those team comps they can excel.
Yeah.
But if they're not picked in those team comps that fit them, then they're not that great.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, we have Nautilus, a CC tank in the bot lane. He's been around. We don't see him as much. What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the rap, Credenda?
He gets outshined by all the other Aftershock supports that do his job better. Alistar, Shen, Leona, they just all do it better. He has really good CC, and I really hated when Nautilus was meta because it's just so hard to get away from him. Doesn't really, again, back to the matchups thing, doesn't really have any good matchups against
Yeah, has zero
anyone in
good
the top
matchups.
tier. Really niche pick. Really, really niche.
Incredibly
Don't see this
niche.
a lot. Next we have Talia. I actually played this for a little bit. It's okay. It does decent amount of damage. You're not gonna really do much, or you're not gonna the thing with Talia is she doesn't really excel in anything, and she's jack of all trades kind of. She
In
has
support.
decent CC.
In support.
Yeah, in support role of course. She has decent CC, decent poke. There's champions that have better poke. She doesn't really protect the carry that well. She doesn't enchant it at all. Her engage is okay, kind of hard to pull off. You're just better off putting this champion in a different position.
Yeah, I feel like Talia is a champion you'd pick if you're a Talia mid main and you want to play her support, but she's still niche viable.
Yeah, she's niche viable.
Because
She
you
can
can
be
pull her
played.
off, but she's just very unique to play, right?
Yeah.
And late game she can get really good walls off. Her wall can make or break team
Oh
fights.
yeah.
It's very good, but she's very punishable bot lane. If you can't hit your abilities, obviously you're useless.
Yeah.
And she's not as long range as other mages in the bot lane like Xerath or Brand. So next up we have Karma.
Yeah, so Karma, again, kind of like a jack of all trades, doesn't do anything particularly well, is worse than everyone else in her role at doing what she does.
If this was ice cream, Karma would be vanilla.
Yeah, she's
Karma
just so
would
bland.
be vanilla mixed with a little water, you know,
Yeah.
because you want to water it
down.
You know,
She
you're
doesn't
just
do anything.
you slow him a bit, you shield him a bit, maybe
a bit. You do a
give him
bit
a
of
little
damage.
snare.
Maybe you'll slap
You'll
him a couple times.
tickle
in
him a
the lane.
bit, but she doesn't have that. She doesn't have that impact, that that
Yeah.
slam of
I think
Alistar,
she's better at
Shen.
than everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah, she falls off really hard after. She's really oppressive in laning phase, but after laning phase, she just falls off.
Yeah.
And she becomes like this run around, move fast Solari bot.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. Next we have Rakan, obviously stronger with Xayah. That lane is actually still pretty strong in the meta right now, but only because of like their crazy interactions. On his own, not really that strong. Kind of niche, I would say.
Yeah, pretty niche.
His engage is okay. You can pull off some pretty clean engages still, but just doesn't excel at his like engage role like other champions do in the higher up tiers.
Okay. We've been on support for 30 minutes. Resident Sleep. You're
Dude,
damn right.
You're damn right.
This
We gotta
is
go.
analysis.
We gotta go through each champion.
You go learn today. We might
go
not go
learn.
through the trash tier besides
Oh,
making fun
oh,
of them.
yeah, we'll just
Actually, we
make
might
fun
have
of
to
them.
make fun of them.
We'll make fun of each one. We'll give a
Okay.
short little spiel. on
Okay,
each one.
so we can speed this.
Yeah, we can speed this up.
Okay, so Misfortune
Comet.
used to be very strong with Comet. You know, absolutely disgusting,
Mhm.
super strong, especially in lethality meta.
Yeah.
But she's fallen off. They nerfed lethality. They nerfed Comet.
Yeah, too many nerfs.
Yeah, a lot of nerfs. They nerfed the sorcery tree, so you get less adaptive AD AP.
Yeah.
So she's kind of just like fallen off. And there's like a subtype of mages, and I'm gonna cover a few mages here. Like MF, Zyra, Vel'Koz, and Xerath.
Yeah.
And all of these mages are kind of like these. I guess MF is not really a mage, but she functions the same way.
Yeah.
And there's like long range harass,
Mm-hmm.
and no matter what, Xerath is just the best.
Just does it
if you
better.
can hit your skill shots, and if you're good at them, Xerath is just the best.
Yeah.
So
So there's no point in playing those champions.
Yeah,
Maybe
there's
Zillion
really
for
no.
like the niche, and again, this is why they're a niche because they have niche strengths that might make them okay in certain compositions, but generally Xerath's gonna be better. Like maybe you want the Zillion ult in a certain composition. I can't think of off the top of my head, but that's just
yeah, and
niche.
like a protect the AD carry.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Zillion is like an artillery mage per se,
Mhm.
but like Zyra or Vel'Koz
yeah.
especially.
Yeah, Vel'Koz especially.
Vel'Koz especially.
Yeah.
Zyra, you know, she does have good counter engage, and she can be good into some comps.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have good matchups against the
Yeah.
meta.
And then and Xerath is just a better version of Vel'Koz. I would
Yeah,
say.
and Xerath's way safer.
Yeah, way safer as well.
So we have Zillion. That's kind of, he's not horrible.
Yeah.
It's really hard to hit double bombs, and at a certain point, it's not even like how good you are hitting
It's just
double
like-
bombs. It's like AD carries just have tools to dodge it,
Yeah.
no matter what.
You're not really like it's just kind of logistically hard to hit them.
Yeah, logistically it's hard to hit them. And an AD carry meta, like speeding them up like crazy, you know, that's very useful. Your ult's useful, but at a challenger level, you can play around it.
Oh, yeah.
And if they just wait it out, your ult is absolutely useless.
Yeah. Vel'Koz we already kind of touched on.
Yeah,
that.
he's just
Xerath's a better version.
he's a
TLDR.
shitty Xerath.
Vigor's kind of the same way. Just like Xerath is just like better.
He used to be a lot stronger with his stun cage, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's as strong anymore. I think one of the big changes for this is they turned his ult from doing, you know, killing AP mages
Yeah.
automatically, which was kind of stupid, not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Support Xerath hits me for like a 2k
Yes.
because I built AP.
Yeah.
But they swapped that out, so he's kind of just weaker. You can't farm. You
Yeah.
can hit people with Q, but he's just not that great.
Yeah. Scion again.
Very niche.
Very niche.
Very niche.
Not really much else to say about Scion support. I don't really see a lot.
hmm
And so this is the literal trash tier.
All right, now we have the Hall of Trash.
The Hall of Trash. These are champions that are absolutely garbage.
And we are going to rip on them.
Yes. Annie, absolutely garbage. Everything
maybe,
she does.
you know, maybe LS's.
maybe LS
maybe
likes
LS's
her.
style.
Maybe
In the bot lane, not gonna happen.
not so hot. Fiddlesticks again.
Trash.
Trash. Not so
Relic,
hot. He's
Relic
trash.
Beta, he's just trash.
He's just trash. He just doesn't do anything well.
Lux, I get it. You know, you didn't want
Yeah.
to support. You think you're
You
faker
got the
mid lane,
comment.
but Lux is trash.
Lux
Stop
is
picking it.
trash. Lux is trash. Maokai again. Ever since the Sabley nerfs, he's trash.
Thank God that's
He's
happening.
trash.
That
Thank
AP
God.
Maokai was so stupid.
Trash. Kale.
Kale, we have seen some Kale. It's very
seen Kale.
low play rate in high elo, but some players do play it. But it's not enough where we can say it's like niche or
Yeah.
it fits into any certain comps.
Yeah.
Because it's more or less like a Zillion that auto attacks. or
Yeah, that
something.
auto attacks and the auto attacks
It's
do
just like,
nothing.
what?
Like you'd just rather have the double stun.
Yeah.
As easy it is to dodge. Trundle, trash.
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 Troll trash.
He's trash. Trash.
Trash filler.
Okay. And now that we're past Resident Sleeper, we can get to the fun. The fun, the most broken role in the game right now, dictates every game, bot lane, meta, XD, overheal, yada yada yada.
Okay, so
Structures and
starting off, we
with
have
the God Nut, Ezreal.
Ezreal.
So
Disgusting.
Ezreal, just so disgusting, so safe. And we'll talk about this in a moment. The overpowered champions are kind of like the holy like quad trinity, I guess, of just champions.
Quad Trinity. Let's go.
And Ezreal just has the safest laning phase out of all of them. You can't really get bullied by Callista. You have a strong lane into Ezreal and Vayne. You power spike really early.
What did Trinity Force used to build out of? Zeal?
God, Zeal.
It's
yeah,
like
Zeal.
a Trinity Force, and then Tristana's the Zeal.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey guys, we still built Trinity Force
Yeah.
out of this, right?
Yeah, so Ezreal just power spikes super hard.
Ezreal's
Gets
the
so
king.
much gold from Kleptomancy. He's just king of bot lane.
Yeah,
right now.
Klepto's disgusting, has great power spikes, can
can't bully
itemize
him.
QSS easily, can itemize Iceborne,
Yeah.
insanely strong, insanely safe, just crazy
Good
champion.
early, good mid, good late. Just
And you'll see
insane
this, like
champion.
you'll see like LCS players playing Ezreal, and you're like, what the fuck is this
Yeah,
champion?
it's just such a disgusting
And then-
champion.
Bad Ezreals are really easy to tell, so he
Yeah.
like might not be the greatest in low elo, but high elo, disgusting,
Yeah.
insane. Next
So
up,
so next up, the overpowered champions. Again, these are the cream of the crop AD carries. You want to get these AD carries probably, and if they're up, you can pick something else. You can pick something lower, but these are like, if you have, usually I see like these AD carries matching up against each other bot lane.
Oh,
like pretty
definitely.
much every game. So first we have Vayne. I'm sure you guys have seen Vayne. Overheal Vayne is disgusting. She got so many buffs to her R. She's stealth for so long. She can
Yeah.
1v1 pretty much anyone. If you don't 1v1 her, she's full health in the next team
you
fight.
can't leave your AD alone against
Can't
her
leave
bot
your AD
lane.
alone. Her laning phase is way too safe right now with Relic. Like it goes
She-
back to the supports. Like they just protect her so well.
She can get punished, I think, by other like if you have someone fighting
Yeah.
equal skill playing a ranged champion.
Or Callista. Callista's a really strong champion that we'll get into a second, but she can get
But
punished.
she's just incredibly strong. Her early game is much safer now, and her ultimate is just disgusting when she
Yeah.
gets it. So very strong champion. Definitely
Shreds tanks her meta.
Yeah,
Really
definitely
champion.
a playstyle though because of her short range
Mhm.
and just how she functions.
Yeah.
But you know, the playmaking champion that everyone knows and love is OP.
Yeah.
So
And it's weird
pretty
seeing
good.
Vayne so high up on the tier list.
It
It's
is,
been
it
so
is.
long since Vayne's
It
been
really
there.
has been, and
And I
think
realize why I hate it. and I
Riot
remember.
won't nerf her because Riot
It's been so long.
because it's been so long, and
Yeah.
I think that's what Riot does a lot when they have a champion that hasn't been
that they finally get
broken
up
for
there.
so long. That's why I don't think we'll see Alawi nerfs or GP nerfs anytime soon.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But anyway,
'Cause, yeah, Klepto will affect them, of course. but-
next up,
Yeah,
Callista.
Lane bully, dominant, good with overheal, just strong overall. I like a lot of challenger AD carries that I talk to just say this champion is so oppressive if you know how to play it. It's so disgusting if you get behind against this champion. Just super strong pick overall. And she's really good because she shits on two of the other champions in this list, which is Kog'Maw and Vayne. She has really good lane matchups into those two. And for that reason, she's like just super strong in this tier.
Yeah, I'm insanely strong and competitive.
Yeah,
But still
competitive
very
especially
strong in solo queue. So next up we have Kog'Maw,
Kog'Maw, overheal
hyper
god.
carry king.
Yeah.
You slap on a Targon shield, maybe throw on a Janna.
Yeah, Janna.
The guy's
Lulu,
like a puppy with a minigun running
Yeah.
around, killing everyone.
everything.
Insane champion. Can itemize Wit's End, so he... I hate it when Kog'Maw's itemize Wit's End.
Yeah,
It's
because you just can't do damage to them.
Yeah, they're actually so tanky, it's crazy. So next up,
Yeah, same.
Chris.
Tristana in a
Anna.
similar boat, long range hyper carry, overheal treats her very well. Her resets are nuts. Pretty okay laning phase, not as weak as obviously the Kog'Maw and Vayne.
She
but-
has some good all-in potential
good
if you have a
all-in
good
potential.
support with
Especially she blends well with Alistar. She blends well with the Shens. So and she also blends with the Jannas and stuff. So she has really good support synergy as
her.
well.
And I think one of the biggest things is like Tristana's like a time bomb
Yeah.
where
Literally.
she gets like 2-3 items and then it's like there's this 80 carry hitting me from like 2,000 units away
Yeah.
who can jump another 2,000 units and
And I
army
just can't
away
kill
another
her.
2,000 units.
And I
Like,
just can't kill her.
and
through
she
a
has an
5-hour
insane
shield.
amount of self peel. I think she has some of the best self peel. She has the best self peel of any 80 carry, right?
Yeah.
There's no one better than her.
There's no one better.
And she has some of the most attack range, just
Yeah.
passively.
Yeah. So.
Okay,
So
next
now we go
up,
to, the next tier again. Exceptional champions, not going to outshine the overpowered champions, but exceptional champions on the list. Varus, I've actually been seeing this with Overheal a lot. Overheal, Rageblade, pretty strong. Obviously not as good as the other ones, but say it's still pretty strong.
Yeah, Varus, he really bumped up in the meta once you could start building Rageblade on him.
Yeah.
And not like the lethality stuff.
Yeah.
So he's pretty strong. He has very high base stats, surprisingly.
Yeah.
A lot higher than you guys would normally think.
Mhm.
And his ultimate is good if you can hit it.
Yeah.
So overall, great champion, shreds tanks, strong, has some pick potential.
Yeah. Good, solid overall champion.
Yeah, solid overall AD carry.
Xayah, again, obviously better with Rakan. Really strong champion. Overheal benefits her as well. Every time you get, or anytime you give, an AD carry an untargetable, or being untargetable on their ultimate. It's obviously going to be really strong. I would say she's a solid pick right now.
Yeah, Feather Call is just a really great ability. You can do some really fancy stuff with it when you flash.
Yeah.
You can catch some people out. It's really strong. And yeah, just a self-peel ultimate that makes you untargetable is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, pretty strong any carry.
Yeah. Twitch, again, benefits from overheal. Kind of a playstyle champion because you really have to position really well on this champion.
Yeah, I think Twitch's laning is really weird because you don't have like a normal way of trading.
Mm-hmm.
And you have like a mid-range kind of.
Yeah.
But Twitch is one of those like solo queue champions where, you know, everything's fine. It's just Twitch. Next thing you know, Twitch has 2 to 3 items. You're chilling mid lane.
And you're just dead.
And you're dead. Like,
And
he
he's
presses
dead.
R and just like...
Yeah.
Everyone's dead.
And really good positioning Twitches are just so annoying to play against. Such a strong champion. Sivir, an interesting one because actually we put her a lot lower on the tier list. And then we started talking...
B,
yeah, at least B or... Yeah, I think we put her at B. And then we were talking about the recent change to her masteries, which she actually runs Spellbook now. Or Runic Spellbook, yeah. So she just changes her summoners, and TP really like fucks up like base timings and stuff bot lane. And it just makes her really weird to play against, I would say.
And it does impact a lot because bot lane's not a lane where people take teleport. They take it mid, they take it top. There might be some Inting Yi jungle who takes teleport, but no one takes teleport bot. So I think the back timing thing is very weird. We don't know how good it is right now because it hasn't been out long enough.
Yeah,
but, you know, we talked to AD
really
carries such as like Sonar,
Yeah,
Timu,
Sonar.
Kushna. They all told us that they think she's pretty good.
Yeah.
So with the spellbook thing might be like something that is insanely good on her. Might bring her back to old season 1 Sivir days of just AFK shoving turrets. But
God forbid.
We'll still have to see, but she's still a pretty solid champion right now.
Back to, or down to the viable tier rather, we have Jhin. Jhin really strong, obviously, in the beginning of the preseason with the Comet. That since got nerfed, so he's sitting around, you know, this tier ever since Overheal meta came out. He can't really maximize it as well as the other champions.
And I feel like there's... Okay, so Jin's like a really well-designed champion. He's so fun to play. 4th shot, you know, his kit is fun.
Oh, so thematic.
So everyone picks him, and they just suck at him.
Yeah.
They're terrible. They die a crap ton, but they all want to be like the running around Infinity Edge, 600 MS. They
want to be the fast.
They have running in the 70s on loop, and they're just sprinting around. But he is kind of hard to play correctly, I feel. And you have to play him really aggressive, and you have to play him like very correctly.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you get outscaled, and you're just going to die a crap ton. Next up, we have Caitlyn. Now, we haven't seen a lot of Caitlyn. She received a lot of nerfs, the attack speed nerfs, but she's still pretty good and a playstyle champ.
Yeah, and she also, like, you know, I was talking to Sonar about this, and he was like, you know, she does okay with overheal. She kind of hits power spikes, but she's just not really that good with other champions. Obviously, if you lose lane, you're super far behind, which makes her really, really bad compared to these, like, solid champions that can never really fall behind, like Ezreal, Vayne. Like, these champions really can't fall behind compared to Caitlyn.
Okay.
Then we have Misfortune, again, Common Abuser. Got, since, you know, dropped down on the tier list just because Common isn't as strong right now. See Jhin. Essentially the same story.
She can still be strong with lethality, but, you know, lethality nerf, sorcery nerf. She's fallen down quite a bit from being her kingpin of I'm going to harass you from super far away and chunk you for all your health and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think the only reason she's in the viable tier is like once you hit mid-late, it's your ultimate is everything.
Yeah.
And if you ruin it, then you become like a D tier carry.
Yeah.
So next up, we have the Niche tier.
The Niche tier, I'm starting off with Draven. Hashtag reform, boys.
Hashtag reform. In
honor
of
in
Tyler
honor of Tyler 1, dude.
we threw him in the C tier.
We threw him in the C tier. Niche champion. I think you would agree with me if he was here that Draven's in a really bad spot right now.
He's not that great.
Yeah, not really that great. Can't really bully anyone with overheal. Kind of just passive bot lanes, scaling bot lanes. You really have to be a one trick to play this champion. Not a lot of good or higher elo AD carries or AD carries in general really put him into his their champion pool just because he's so different from other champions in the way that he deals damage.
And I think the big thing is, you know, when you see Draven, you're like, yeah, Tyler 1, I'm the best. But the thing is, like, you kill him once, he's useless.
Oh, yeah.
What does Draven do once he dies once?
Nothing.
You lose all of your gold. You have no you're a champion without a passive.
Yeah.
If you die. So all you have to do is kill him once, and then he sucks. So I think in Niche and certain matchups, he can be good, he can snowball, but, you know, he's not a B tier AD carry. He's not always going to be good, and he's way too reliant on his passive.
Yeah.
I feel.
Next up, we have Ashe. Niche, good crowd control, obviously, but, you know, just doesn't do what these other AD carries do in the higher tiers.
Yeah, you guys have to realize, like, this is a solo queue tier list, and 80 carries without self-peel, that is, like, the name of the game, C tier. Like, if you don't have self-peel, and if you don't excel at something like crazy, she's not that great. And Ashe, who's a support, who's, like, a pick support, who engages for her team, isn't that great this season, because you're going to find engage from other meta picks and other roles. So, just not that great.
Jinx, she is in line for being buffed. The buffs actually look pretty nuts.
What were they changing about her?
I think they were changing something about like her Q, like attack speed animations and stuff, and like how crisp that is, and like you know how like range forms a little slower on the attack speed.
Yeah, it's a little clunky.
It like apparently it's really smooth,
Ooh,
and that would make it like if you could make Jinx like a perfectly smooth champion with like form switching and stuff, I think she would be nuts with like an AOE auto and stuff like that. And I was talking to who were we talking to? James. We were talking about James about it, and he was.
JMS, yeah.
Yeah, JMS. And
Challenger
to carry. And he said that if Jinx got buffed, like they were talking about, she might be really broken. But obviously, right now, not as good as other 80 carries.
Yeah, right now, if you're gonna pick a hyper carry with no mobility, just pick Kog'Maw.
Yeah, just pick Kog'Maw.
Because Jinx, without self peel and without enough damage, she can be very good. You know, the rocket interaction with Hurricane is insane.
Yeah.
But right now, she just doesn't have that extra oomph to put her in the meta.
Yeah. Lucian,
pretty bad.
Lucian just got too many nerfs. He was too good mid.
He got too many nerfs. The new season, he can use press the attack pretty well right now, but he's just not strong. He doesn't scale well enough. And if you go with the Blade of the Rune King Bork build and you don't just infinitely hard stomp, you just get outscaled.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you're going to get outscaled.
Yeah, and you're not going to outlane any of these characters in the upper tiers either. You're not going to outlane an Ezreal hard enough for him not to be useful. Same with Vayne, same with Kog'Maw.
Maybe, like, A or B, you could have, like, a decent matchup. But S plus S, you don't really stand a chance, I feel.
Yeah.
Next
up, we got my wheelhouse, Jace. I actually have been playing JCD carry a lot. I think I'm, like, the only person that plays it, though. I'm, like, the only person that's, like, man enough to go down there with these monsters right now. I thought JCD carry was really good when lethality was a thing, because JCD carry actually shits on Jhin and Misfortune. He really shits on champions that don't have a lot of self-peel, not a lot of gap closers, and are pretty squishy. So, obviously, in overheal meta, he sucks. He has terrible matchups into Vayne. Vayne can obviously 1v1 him whenever she wants. Ezreal, you'll never catch him. Kalista, you'll never catch her. He actually has a decent matchup into Kog'Maw if you have a pretty aggro support. Same with Triss, but they have to be, like... They have to play the matchup wrong, and so that's why I think Jace's niche, like, you really have to just, like, really know the champion, and then you also have to have, like, a decent matchup. Because if you go against a Vayne or an Ezreal, you're just going to get outscaled, your team's going to hate you.
Okay.
Essentially, is Jace.
Well, he's the Jace main, so he doesn't play 80 carries, so he just picks
Hey,
Jace.
hey, my Jace carries the cleanest this side of the
Okay, but, you know, if there's a reason why you guys, like, corrupt Hope, why did you ruin my solo queue? Everyone's picking Jace 80 carry. Because this idiot Credenda,
Moby Boots,
they're building mobility boost and water locking, and they're just running it down lane. It's Credenda's fault.
It's my bad.
Okay, so next up, Ziggs. Honestly, I'm going to say Ziggs is super close to literal trash.
Yeah.
He's insanely close to literal trash.
The only niche is that obviously provides AP damage, so in
maybe if you have like a full AD team, he can be like a little useful, but he's just not that great.
Yeah, not that great. Corki again fills a similar niche. AP damage obviously way better.
Too short range, takes too long to scale. But
really needs levels in a lane that has two people.
Like package isn't too hot bot lane.
Yeah, just a better mid lane pick.
Better mid lane.
Mordekaiser actually feels like he fills the niche role of like his dragon can sometimes be so good.
His dragon is like getting like a walking Rift Herald.
Yeah, it can sometimes just change the game. Yeah,
the dragon is honestly insane.
Yeah,
but outside of that is his kit. His lane is getting dragon.
His lane sucks. His late game damage sucks. Everything else, but he does. The only thing he does is like dragon. I feel like
you have to pick an engaged sport with him.
Yeah.
And so it has to be like Blitzcrank Thresh or something like that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that, he's useless.
Yeah.
And the only people I can ever see even like remotely come close to pulling him off. Now, I'm not even gonna say pulling him off because I don't even think he's that great no matter what. But are literal one tricks, which is why we gave him the one trick badge.
Yeah.
Next up,
literal trash. Teemo is literal trash. Do not pick this. Period.
Okay,
End of
that
story.
was way too tame.
Literal trash.
We need way more flame.
Rengar 80 carry. Literal trash. Unless I feel like these should be one tricks too. I think we didn't put that in there, but literally these are only like when one tricks don't get their role, and they're just saying like I'm going 80 carry.
80 carry Teemo.
Yeah.
There's some things I'd
Or
like
well,
to...
no, I'm talking specifically Rengar Yasuo. Yeah.
Oh,
no,
you're
no,
Rengar
Teemo.
Yasuo.
Or I guess yeah. Teemo one tricks do that too though.
If you're a one-trick Teemo
And you go AD
play
Teemo in
AD
my
carry
game.
Teemo in my solo
Actually.
games, we need to have a few
We need to have a
words
conversation.
off stream
Yeah, because it's
in a
literal trash.
non-recorded environment.
Actually, literally trash.
Okay.
Same with Rengar. Same with
So
Yasuo.
yeah, Yasuo, Rengar, trash. Quinn, trash. Some people play her. Quinn is made her. I feel like she's make or break on the lethality meta. I really think she needs a rework. Her kit is just sucks.
Yeah, it just sucks.
She's too weak.
And those are the AD carries. Now I think it's my favorite tier list. Whoops, not safe. My favorite tier list, the mid lane tier list. And this time we won't be talking out our asses because we actually know a bit.
Well,
about
we
mid
didn't
lane.
talk about our ass.
Well,
of
course.
We contacted
That's
other
true,
Master
true,
Challenger players.
True. But obviously we're going to be the most knowledgeable about this.
Now we got the highest elo, the God Nut. Why
Zoe.
is Riot nerfing my champion Katarina over this one? Zoe coming in
Zoe
at
is,
the S plus tier.
I think my friend Forrest said it best. Playing against Zoe is like playing dodgeball with your life past 20 minutes. And it's so annoying to do. It's so annoying to play against. So much RNG with the minion balloons. You can sometimes get heal, barrier, exhaust before you could get Hex that Gunblade. You can get teleport and just completely like...
Yeah, free back time.
Yeah, free back timing.
Zoe is like...
Just so disgusting.
It's
I
like
hate
you
this
took the worst part of Hearthstone, which is like top decking RNG,
and put it in
and
there.
they were like, you know what? Let's put this in League of Legends.
Yeah, and not
and
nerf
you
it.
have Zoe.
Yeah.
And she's honestly just the best mid laner. Her Q costs way too little mana. She can wave clear for free. Level 3 Q like clears the backline.
Yeah.
For free, it's insane for only 50 mana. I remember I was fighting one and I had the counter matchup. I was in Katarina. She picks up 3 exhausts and then she picked up Redemption, 3 exhausts, then Ignite, and it's like
It's fun stuff.
I can't win the lane because
Yeah,
you're
there's
out
just no, there's
RNG.
just, and there's also just no consistency to.
Yeah, there's too much
like
variance.
there's too much variance, and that's the reason why, like, because her variance can just like the highs of her variance are like so high that it oftentimes just wins you the lane. You don't even have to win the lane.
And that's what really sucks. It sucks to lose a lane from RNG, and I
Yeah.
think that's one of the bigger problems with Zoe. Like I think I leveled up W when I was bot lane, and I didn't get a spell shard until the 5th wave. And then I'm fighting a Zoe. She gets a spell shard the second she levels it up on the 2nd wave, and I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And the other problem with Zoe, like Zoe has she has way too many strengths.
Mhm.
And I think one of the biggest problems is she one-shots way too early. If I have a Morello's and I sleep at Janna, the Janna's getting one-shot.
Oh yeah, the
And
Janet's
it's
dead.
no other mid laner can do that. Maybe if I hit like a full combo, or maybe I throw in some autos, there's
Yeah.
a little time in there. But no other mid laner just one-shots you at Morello's.
And that's why it's dodgeball with your life. Because if you don't dodge the ball, you're dead.
Yeah, you're down.
You're actually dead. So beyond that, beyond Zoe the God Nut, we do have the overpowered, the Trinity of mid lane right now.
You'll
It's the
find
big
them.
boys. It's the big boys.
Azir,
Azir,
the king,
The king of mid
the
lane.
emperor,
The Emperor
is
has returned.
back in full. Not as
I hate this
impressive
champion. I hate
as
this
old Azir. Well, okay, that's okay because you play Jace, so
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
glad you have some bad matchups.
Dude, does Cat win the Azir matchup?
I beat LCS Azir,
But on paper.
but on paper, Cat doesn't win it.
Yeah. But again, yeah, Azir, just insane poke. So good at all stages of the game. Early game trading, mid game trading, late game he's obviously a monster. Just a super good champion.
Just
super
very
annoying to
strong,
deal with.
scales like crazy. He hits a point in the game and then he just becomes 1v5.
Yeah.
And his mid game, they did nerf his mid game, but his 2 strengths are the fact that he's a great lane bully. You can take area or comment and just bully out your lane. The Q auto is incredibly oppressive.
Yeah.
It's not
Incredibly
too
hard
much
to dodge.
mana.
Incredibly hard to dodge.
One of the big reasons that he's super strong is mana flow band is just busted. So
So
you have
busted.
so much free mana. And great lane bully, and then transitions into late game, you can just 1v5.
Yeah.
But he is a play style. If you ever make a mistake on Azir, if you ever fall
You're getting
behind,
punished.
you just become kind of useless. I don't think he's super good against dive comps,
Yeah.
but he's strong enough that he's an S tier pick right now in the
Yeah.
mid lane meta.
Definitely. A second one, my personal.
Resident
I
Super.
hate this champion. I hate playing against this champion. Playing against the same
Actually,
champion.
I love playing against Malzahar.
So much. I hate this champion. Obviously, you know him, you love him, you hate him. Malzahar auto pushes wave with E. Skills really well in the late game. Has an
Can I-
ultimate that literally
Can
makes
we,
it
can we
go
talk a
down.
little about being a Riot developer for a second?
Of course, of course.
Now, okay, so I think, you know what, Credenda? I think Malzahar has a problem. I
Okay.
think he's a little uninteractive.
Maybe.
He kind of just, shoves the lane, presses E, and, the opponents can't do anything. So you know what we should do? It would be a great fucking idea.
Let's agree.
What if? Hold on. What if we gave him a spell shield?
That sounds clean. We should make him
Exactly.
immune from everything.
What if we made him immune from? We gave him a Banshee's Veil. That would increase his interactivity.
Yeah, because if you
in
don't
lane.
interact with him, then he gets it. But if you do interact with him, he doesn't get it. Checkmate. Checkmate.
Amazing, right?
But yeah, just
truly amazing.
so disgusting. You have to buy a 1,300 gold item to even stop this man's ultimate. With junglers, you can just get camped. Such a good
And
lane.
like mana flow band, he gets
Yeah.
Morello's, Lucidity, and he's
Never.
constantly shoving the wave. And then he becomes incredibly oppressive. If the jungler's ever near, he presses R on you and you die to a gank. Like, I think he does take some skill to play, and I think that his Q is one of the closest abilities in League that you could compare to Dota.
Yeah.
His silent, his a really long silence, super strong, but just very uninteractive, very safe, incredibly strong.
Yeah.
And if you're fighting someone who can't push a wave as fast as you,
That's the sauce,
you
man.
will always
Stick
have priority
around.
in mid lane.
Stick
So
around.
just S tier pick.
Next we have Rise. Obviously, the Trinity has to finish with Rise. Super good wave clear, scales really well. Would you say I think Azir scales the hardest out of these three? What would you say?
Yeah, Azir skills.
Azir scales the hardest. And then Rise, you know, that ultimate, not as good in solo queue, obviously, but can still be used to some great effect. Make some pretty nutty plays with it. The root is just
it
so
depends.
good for ganks.
Maybe in like lower elos, Rise isn't that great because once you die, you're kind of useless.
That's true.
But very strong. The fact that a mage has a 2-second snare at level 2 is
So
pretty
good.
fucking insane.
So good for early
You have to
pressure.
take cleanse against him. If you don't take cleanse and you get
You just die to a
ganked,
jungle
you
gank.
die. And that's why you're going to see this a lot this season.
I'm dying to jungle
I'm
ganks.
not naming any specific players, but there are a few players abusing the Rise Zac duo.
Oh, you
or
just...
it's pretty much
Ruben.
like maybe like mid jungle duo. You just pick Rise, you 2 seconds near the enemy mid laner, jungler ganks, boom,
It's over.
Congratulations, you're snowballing the game.
Yeah.
Next up, A tier exceptional.
Exceptional champions. Not quite as good as the Trinity or Zoe, but good champions, solid champions. Aurelion Sol, definitely a what would you say?
Playstyle.
Yeah, playstyle
100%.
champion. Very, it's different than other mid laners to play. It's really more movement oriented, and I feel
Very.
like that's the reason why he's like so playstyle. oriented.
Yeah, you just can't jump into Aurelion solo. He has like very like it's all about spacing. It's like extreme spacing positioning champion. He does fall off very hard, but the thing about him, no one pushes faster than him pre-6.
And
He has the
pressures so
fastest
hard.
mid lane wave clear, and he has the best roams pre-6 also. So early game, he's the best wave clear.
King of
best,
roaming,
best
essentially.
roaming, like insane mid laner if you play it right. He does, however, have some bad matchups.
Yeah.
Because of just
Jace is
anyone who
one
can
of
get close. Yeah, Jace and Katarina, we both made a champion
Yeah.
that shits on Aurelion Sol.
Yeah.
But regardless, he's still one of the best early game mages if you can
Yeah.
play him right. But you can't jump into him.
Yeah.
Next up, Talia.
Talia, you know, she was really top of the meta for a long, long time. She's a little lower now just because the other champions are just so strong right now. But again, really good roaming post level 6, but she can also roam before then if you can, you know, show out the wave. Really good wave clear, good pressure, really strong ultimate late game if you set it up right, strong combo, all that
Good
jazz.
roaming. She's kind of always been like a TF 2.0 since she's came out, just with more damage and better matchups.
Yeah. Higher skill ceiling. obviously,
Mana
but-
flow does help. The nerfs to her Q is one of the reasons why she fell down. Before it was
Yeah.
super spammable, now it costs a little more. Still a great champion if you can play her well. Still
Yeah.
a great champion, but not one you can just like pick up right off the bat. Takes
Yeah.
time.
Does take time. Next up, my champion, Jace. I think Jace is in a decent spot right now. I think for the main reason being, like, he doesn't have super good matchups into, like, Azir and Rise. Because, obviously, if you go really close, like, try to all-in an Azir or Rise, a good Azir is just going to ult you off or shuffle out. A good Rise is obviously going to just snare you for 2 seconds in XD. He also has an insane shield from his passive, an insane shield from tier. So it's just really hard to get any damage to stick on any of these people, especially because Azir poke can poke you through minions, can't really land QEs. But he has an insanely good matchup in his Zoe. He's one of the few champions that just really dumps all over Zoe, because Zoe doesn't have an escape. So
Thank
if
you
Jace
for
goes
that
on,
visual.
oh my god, it's insane. I love it. I love playing against Zoe's, hate playing against Azir's. But, you know, Jace, I'd say he's the best AD mid laner by far this patch. You know, he can kind of do it all. He can poke, he can roam. Doesn't really have a lot of the weaknesses in terms of super bad matchups that other AD champions have, because obviously his range, he can weave in those autos. I'd say he's a solid pick. Takes a while to learn him, though. Takes a while to learn him.
I'm not going to disagree with anything with Credenda says because he is undoubtedly
And now
the best
it is
Jaceman.
your turn, my dude, Katarina.
The king.
The king
of Katarina.
The king of Katarina. So what do you think about Katarina?
Katarina, she has a very good state right now. Once they did the Runes Reforged and they had Electrocute, which is pretty crazy. Really helps with Katarina. At a challenger level, I don't think Katarina is like an S tier, S plus mid laner. Lower elo, 100%. 100% she's a great mid laner. Because if you can play her right, you'll just stomp the game.
Yeah.
And she is getting nerfed. She is in tune for nerfs. Do I think that's fair? I think it's fair. I also think you should nerf S and S+.
Yeah, nerf the other champs
But
as well.
you know, Riot and their Malzahar theories,
Yeah.
they might know a little more than
They
I
gotta
do.
prioritize
maybe.
the right champions.
But incredibly strong. Gunblade just synergizes with her. You go Ravenous Hunter. You heal for so much.
you heal for so
Sudden
much.
impact is like busted.
If you don't
Katarina
kill her
uses it
and she
well.
gets a kill, the team fight's over.
Yeah, then you can either go like Inspiration and go Stopwatch for early game, or you can go Triumph and Coup de Grace. So overall, like, love the champion. You can only play her if you like one trick her. I don't think you can pick her up. She has a very unique play style.
Very unique, yeah.
And even if you pick her up, you'll struggle playing her in team fights. But very good champion, very flashy, dynamic, and overall pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
pretty
like
strong
her.
champion.
2 thumbs up from me.
2 thumbs up. Next we have Kassadin, kind of the anti-mage, resident sleeper on this one. Hate this champion. I don't really hate this champion
Kassadin
because
is like-
Jace dumps on him, but
I don't think
dislike
I've
this
ever
champion.
had a moment in League where Caston wasn't the bane of my existence.
yeah.
He has materialized cancer
Doesn't he just
in Rift
dumpster
walking
Katarina?
form
Because
with no skill. No
yeah,
skill,
because
beats
he just
Katarina.
presses Q on you, right?
He
When
presses
you ult?
Q. He takes reduced magic damage on his passive.
Yeah, because he wins trades level 1.
He
When
gets
does he lose
Catalyst,
trades?
and he's like the tankiest.
When does he
AP mage.
lose trade? When does he
Never.
lose trade
He
with
doesn't
you?
lose trades.
I'm just like realizing like wait, level
It
1?
takes
Level
0
2?
skill for
Level
Caston
3?
to win the.
Level 6? No.
Oh, and then
none.
because of Presence of Mind,
Presence of Mind is really strong.
and Caston's only weak early game, so if he has he has strong matchups into a lot of AP mages. So if you don't kill him pre-6, he gets level 6. You know, he starts running around, he becomes really oppressive, and then level 16, hey, Presence of Mind, free mana,
Free
let's
mana, let me
let's run
blink
around
too,
with
yeah.
a full
For the
fully
next
charged
7
Rift Lock.
seconds, I will be blinking 5 times. Watch.
Like,
Just on you.
insane. Next up,
Orianna, you know, usually the queen of mid lane does it all.
Poster child.
Poster child of mid lane. I don't know. I haven't really been liking Orianna compared to other picks this meta, but obviously she's super safe. Always has a game-changing ultimate, a really strong laning phase. A lot of people still discredit her laning phase. Her Q is so oppressive. She actually has a decent matchup into some of the upper tier champs as well. So I think just an overall very solid pick.
Yeah, she's always been like the most like standard mid laner. Right?
Yeah.
Like, when you imagine mid lane, you imagine like
Yeah.
you know, there's people with their Ahri body pillows, and there's people who are like Orianna is the most standard mid laner. But
Exactly. There's 2 types of people in the world.
there's 2 types of people that play League.
Yeah.
But so Orianna's always been standard. Uses like Eri most likely just to push that early game lead. But the reason she's fell off, I'll transition that into my next champion I talk about. But she's not like S tier like she was. She's not S plus tier. She's just solid.
Solid overall
pick.
champion. Always solid.
Now next up, Xerath. And I
Xerath.
would love to talk about this because I actually do play Xerath. Xerath has actually shaken up the mid meta quite a bit. And the reason for this is when the changes came through and when you removed all the MR from everyone and you made building Sork and Haunting Guys do true damage and you put in Mana Flow Band, having artillery mages have been out of mid for a long time because they just haven't been strong enough. But when Xerath has come back to the meta, now you have all of these like middle ranged mages who now get shut out by Xerath.
Yeah.
If you can hit your skill shots. Like that's why Orianna suffers. Another reason why Xerath's so good, he beats Azir.
Yeah, he
Azir
really beats Azir.
already struggled against Xerath before, but now that they changed Azir to have even less range, he struggles even more. Xerath is still very punishable. He's very hard to play because you have to hit all your skill shots, so he's a playstyle champion. But if you could play him correctly, the champion's insane. His ultimate does an insane amount of damage.
You can hit them all.
So, and that's why like he's always the script champion. But if you can actually play him, and you're not a scripter, then you're gonna gain.
Yeah,
some
you're
elo.
gonna gain some elo.
Next up,
LeBlanc. I
hatred. I hate LeBlanc.
hate this champion. I hate Kassadin, but this is probably my least favorite mid lane champion to play against, I would say. Because if you're good, you can dodge everything with your distortions. If you ever get chained, you die unless you flash. If the jungler's ever around you, you're probably dead if you're good against a good LeBlanc. Just so oppressive. Kind of fallen off because she doesn't really do that well into like some of the higher meta picks, but still a disgusting champion.
Yeah, she still like bullies like anyone else who isn't like S or S plus tier. Very strong, great roaming, great harass. If the jungler comes and you get chained,
Double
you're dead.
chain, yeah.
Like just overall like very strong. And with the clone mechanic, you can do some pretty crazy things.
Yeah,
with
there's
that
actually
clone.
some. Yeah, you can like block Ash ults and stuff with that.
You can block skill shots. You can stall waves. You can wave manipulate.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
so
summon
cool.
it, but in between turrets.
Yeah.
And stall wave. But that's like super like high level faker shit. But still a very strong champion.
Super cool.
Next up, Syndra.
Okay, now Syndra, I was actually talking to WoWFix. I think he was ranked 3 last season in NA, and he said, because we were gonna put Syndra a bit lower on the tier list, just because she hasn't really been in meta lately. The tank meta doesn't really suit Syndra. She got a couple nerfs to her Q, so she's not as oppressive early game. A couple of those factors. But she actually does really well into Azir. Because, like, post level 9, you always have kill pressure on him. If you ever land a stun, you're going to kill him. His Stream of Shuffle doesn't really do a whole lot because you can just ult him and then walk away. You obviously don't get bullied as hard as other champions do by Azirs, level 1, 2, 3. So, just a good champion to pick in that particular scenario. And we can get into another one right after this as well.
Yeah, she's just like, she's good. She falls off. She's not great, but the reason she's A tier is because she just has a good matchup into Azir.
Yeah.
And it's very situational.
Yeah.
But if you can beat Azir with Syndra, then you're gonna do pretty good.
And that's why I think overall I really like the mid lane meta right now, because there's a lot of champions that you can kind of counter with other champions. And although I despise Zoe and like the top 3 champions, I feel like the meta always has or this meta in particular has some counters that you can at least play into it. There's not just like the one god tier champion that you can't play anything
God,
into.
no, I hate this meta.
You really hate this meta?
Katarina,
I like it.
at the highest level, Katarina loses to like a good mid laner.
Well, that
I might
sucks
beat
for you.
Zoe. I'm gonna get dicked by
That is
Azir.
true.
I'm gonna get dicked by Ryze. I love Malzahar. If I could only fight against Malzahar every single game as Cat, I'd do it because I never lose.
Yeah.
It just farm.
Yeah.
It's farm and chill.
Farm and
Caston
chill.
is absolute AIDS. Jace is cancer.
Absolute age.
Jace destroys Katarina.
Oh,
it's
it
not
does.
even
Oh,
funny.
it's not
It's
even funny.
actually not even funny how
You
hard
can't do
he gets
anything.
hurt.
It's like AD Cassidon. Because I have like my Q.
The fact that you can displace me from a dagger means I can't do anything. Like, I
Yeah.
lose. But, okay, anyway, next up, Cassiopeia.
Yeah, another strong counter pick. She actually counter picks Ryze, has a really good matchup into Ryze, can do a lot of the damage from the same range Ryze can, obviously builds the same path.
Has like a
also tanky.
tiny bit longer range, but
Mhm.
more or less the same. Really great with cooldown reduction. She can
Yeah.
itemize Abyssal or Roa. I feel like she's hard to play correctly.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this earlier. She's like a Korean MS champ. It's just
Yeah,
like nutty.
I feel like she's a champion where if you have low MS and perfect mechanics and perfect movement,
She's just insane.
She's insane. But if you don't, she's kind of just like
Iffy.
she's okay, she's mediocre. But the reason we have her on A tier is specifically because she counters a champion like Ryze, who is an S tier mid pick right now.
And now we have Vladimir. This is the 4th resident sleeper. Hate playing as this champion. Can't poke him out. Can't trade with him really. I've found myself just ignoring him. Literally lately, I've just been
Vladimir
ignoring
is
him and
just
roaming.
so like resident sleeper.
Yeah,
It's
resourceless champion, sustained,
like,
gets
you can't
tankiness,
permanently pressure him because you want to keep pressuring him. The second the wave crashes, he'll heal up off the wave. You can't pressure 24/7 because you'll get ganked. He has a pool, and
Yeah.
the thing about Vladimir is he's like a ticking time bomb. You hit level 10, there's going to be a certain point where even if you get like a kill or two, or even if you just farm, you just go huge to team fight.
Yeah.
And for how uninteractive he is and how he's his kid, I really hate that he's in the mid meta right now. And I think he kind of does need a change.
Yeah. Okay, and now for B tier. These are viable champions, solid champions. You know,
Reduce cam so we can see the right part of tier list. Do you want to move it
oh,
up?
my bad.
Or we can move it up because we already talked about this part.
Yeah, we
No,
can.
no,
just,
you
yeah,
can just
we
move it
Just
up.
move it
Yeah.
up. Okay,
That's fine.
that sounds good. Awesome.
Okay,
Okay.
so next up, so viable champs. I think we'll run through these a bit faster so we can finish this.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
time,
we need to finish
'cause
this on time.
We're kind of we'll go in depth on S through A, and we'll kind of just like run through the rest.
Yeah.
So Anivia, playstyle champion, pretty nice. Presence of mind's pretty good on her.
Yeah.
Mana flow.
Just doesn't do her thing.
She's just
as good as the other ones.
2 week pre level 6.
Yeah.
Poor wave clear pre level 6 gets out roamed.
Gets and pretty much gets
Kind of
dumpstered
has,
and lane by
has
all
to
these
run
champions.
teleport just
Yeah.
to compete with back timings.
Yeah.
Um,
just overall not a strong
Not
pick.
just not like insane. But if you
Yeah.
have good positioning and you can make it to the team fight phase, I think she's really
Yeah.
great. Her ultimate's super good.
Yeah. Zed.
Zed.
Okay. So here's the one thing I will say about Zed, because I do think he's a viable champion. He's very like strong if you have really good mechanics. Obviously, it's insane. I saw this video, dude. It was like why they still ban Zed in Korea, and it's just Faker in an all challenger Korean game, just getting 17 kills on Zed, just getting like 20, just walking around killing everyone, and it's literally like, he's just so good at it that he makes it work. So I feel like that level could never, propel Zed above unless he gets some some buffs.
I think.
But he's so good if you can play it well, dude. It looks so nasty.
An assassin, with electrocute, he is strong with sudden impact. He can bully some of these S tier mid laners. But the thing about Zed, there's one thing keeping him from being like A tier, and that item is a broken little bitch
stopwatch
that you get at 6 minutes.
Right as his ult
called
comes up.
Stopwatch, which
Yeah.
should honestly be nerfed right. What the fuck are you doing? What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
That item is disgusting.
That item
And
is
it's honestly
disgusting.
the main reason why Zed... I think it's really unfair. I feel really bad for all Zed mains.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
They literally came out with a rune that counters your champion.
Yeah,
and everyone can take
it counters
it.
your ult once.
Yeah, I take it against Zed. The lane has never been easier. It used to be like a pretty even skill matchup. Now that I have stopwatch, I'm actually trolling if I ever die to get 6 because I can just Zanya's.
It's actually just broken.
What's broken?
Wait, are you opening our Ember links, Malevolent? Don't do that. But, so yeah, just broken. Okay, so Talon, great roaming.
Yeah.
Has
Kind of like
snowball.
Zed Light, I'd say. Like, has his own individual strengths with his roaming, obviously, with his E, but, doesn't really do the things that Jace does. If you want, like, an AD mid laner, you really have to, like, kind of strive to be Jace.
Stop jerking
You
off.
really have
Jace.
to strive
We
to
get
be
it.
Jace.
We get it.
These are the AD mid
I think Talon's pretty good.
Yeah.
Viable,
strong
not
champion.
insane.
Mhm.
Decent wave clear. Some of the best roaming in the game. Really hard
Yeah.
to catch. Really slippery with his fucking Assassin's Creed
benefits from
parkour
runes,
mechanic.
all that sauce.
But still pretty solid. Next
Yeah.
up, Galio. He has fallen off quite a bit. He used to be the one
Got
of
a lot of
those.
nerfs, got a lot of changes. Really weird spot right now.
He can work. I believe they build him Bruiser, not really full AP.
Yeah.
But just not super amazing into mages like Azir, Mal's Rise, Jace Cat, like stuff like that. It just doesn't do super crazy.
Next we have Brand. I'll let you talk about this.
I honestly, did we misplace this?
What do you mean?
There's no way I put Brand in B tier.
Where'd you put him? C tier?
C tier or trash?
C tier or trash? Okay, well,
Okay, so Brand is in the wrong spot on this list, so I'm
Brand's
just gonna
trash,
preface this. He's fucking trash. I used to play a lot of Brand mid, and the problem with Brand mid is his wave clear. His wave clear is just not good. And half your damage is your passive, honestly, triggering. So you have to hit all 3 abilities.
yeah.
So the problem with Brand is you have an immobile mage who doesn't have crazy damage, defeats tanks like crazy, doesn't have great mid matchups, and doesn't have great wave clear.
Yeah.
And
terrible
they
wave clear.
kind of gave him some cheese, like, oh, if you kill minions who are ablaze, you get mana back. But that wasn't Brand's problem. His problem was his wave clear.
Yeah.
And that still hasn't been fixed. He falls off. There's no reason to pick him over other mid mages who are just better, do more damage, are better at 1v1ing, roam better. Like, Brand's really bad at 1v1ing, honestly. Like, you have Pyro, but you can play around it.
Yeah.
So later in the game, especially in Relic meta, when the AD carry is super strong, you're going to get destroyed by the AD carry.
Yeah,
and your
absolutely.
only strength is that you can pop off in team fights,
Yeah.
maybe.
Next up we have Victor.
So Victor is a champ.
I played a decent amount.
Yeah,
of
I'll
Victor,
talk about Victor. You can talk
So-
about like Debt Collector.
So yeah, I think Victor is in a weird spot right now because he doesn't really like do super well into other like he does okay into matchups like level 1, 2. He's obviously really strong, a lane bully. Does okay into the Azir matchup. Goes even with those mid laners farms, but he doesn't really like scale as hard as they do, and he has really awkward base timings. But with Debt Collector, you can actually get really decent base timings. You can base with like 1,000 gold and get like your first augment. So like, I feel like with buffs, this champion will be really good. Probably with any more buffs, he'll probably go back. It'll probably just go back to Azir Victor meta, honestly, if he gets buffs. Just with how good stopwatch is on him, how good dead is on him. He benefits from sorcery, etc., etc. Just a really strong champion, I would say. Viable champion, not as good as the other champions.
yeah,
at least at
just
this current
not
point in time.
spectacular. Corky, I think he's like he could be close to A tier. He doesn't
Yeah.
have amazing matchup. He scales really well, but a lot of solo queue is early in mid game.
Yeah, and if you can't really pressure the map as hard as other champions, really you kind of fall off.
Yeah, once you get like T-Force and IE and Rapid Fire, you're like really crazy. Like, you're a
Yeah.
really good mid laner. But he takes a really long time to
The
scale,
ramp up,
and he's
yeah.
kind of short range.
Yeah, because a lot of these other SD champions, they power spike at one item. They power spike
Yeah,
at
they
2
power
items.
spike way earlier, and they
Yeah.
have better matchups.
Yeah.
So Corky's really close to that, but it's just not enough.
Yeah.
Veigar, I play a
is
lot of Veigar. He got, ever since Storm Raiders got removed, he's been kind of suffering, but now you go Spellbook on him. and then you can just run like Flash Ghost. His ultimate's still really good. Scales like crazy.
Mm.
I think he's still a pretty solid mid laner. He has some really bad matchups though.
Yeah.
Like matchups where you just can't do anything. Like you're fighting a Malzahar, you're gonna be at your turret every
Yeah,
single
the entire
like
game.
entire game. But against matchups where you can get away with Veigar and you can scale with it, really
Pretty
crazy.
strong, yeah.
And an AD carry meta where you can just one shot them, like pretty good. Pretty
Yeah.
good champ.
Echo obviously benefits from electrocute, all the runes, pretty strong. I've seen some people play it. Builds Frost Queens, really strong item right now.
Yeah.
Solid pick. I'd say
Yeah,
solid pick.
assassin, snowballs, like
Shifter plays it a lot. I see him.
yeah, if you snowball on him, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Lissandra, she's always kind of been an iffy mid laner. I
Yeah.
think she's pretty solid.
Mhm.
You know, you can still make some solo queue plays
Short
with her.
range.
Short range. She doesn't have great matchups. She's
Yeah.
like a playmaker, but it's nothing special.
Yeah. TF. Abdul always plays TF. That's why I always think he's like just so good, but you can't really justify putting him in the tier above because they're just such good mid laners. Obviously a great roamer, just that, like Soul
Doesn't
and
have good
Talia do
matchups.
his job a lot.
He used to be a lot better, but I think with the new season and with the fact that Burst got better and AD carries
Yeah.
got stronger, TF has kind of fallen short.
Yeah.
He's still good in solo queue. That ultimate will always be good, running around like map pressure. Still like good, so that's why we didn't put him in the C tier. But like, he struggles. He struggles in
definitely
mid.
struggles. So now we are moving on to the next tier, niche. These are champions that really don't have like a really good all-around purpose. They kind of just fill a niche role. So Pantheon, very niche playstyle champion. You really have to know how to play Pantheon mid as opposed to Pantheon top. Just a niche pick.
Just niche
there's no
pick.
way to justify picking this over another 80 mid laner.
Yeah, like you can snowball with it if you know how to like play it perfectly, but more or less you're just gonna get outranged.
Yeah.
Heimerdinger just received nerfs. I think he's
better
a,
top lane definitely.
Yeah, one trick champion. If you play him right, I think he's pretty solid. It's
He can
not
be
like
solid.
old Heimerdinger where you're super turret
Yeah.
reliant. You can do some pretty crazy stuff, but still pretty niche.
Yeah.
And you have to one trick to play him.
Yeah.
Ari,
Same
Struggle.
She
She's
struggles. She hasn't
bland.
gotten. She needs buffs. She needs some
she
buffs.
honestly does need buffs. She's just too weak.
Yeah.
She doesn't excel. She became like the jack of all trades to like the fucking 10 of all trades.
Yeah. She really
She just
can't
went
do
down
anything
a card.
well. Next, Yasuo.
One trick champion, niche, can be played mid lane. Very hard to play correctly.
Yeah. Really high skill ceiling, but
Highly punishable.
highly punishable.
Once you fall behind, you're useless until IE PD. Not a great mid laner, but I don't know if he's better mid or top.
I think he's better mid lane.
I think it's matchup dependent. I feel,
yeah, maybe matchup dependent too. 'Cause
But-
obviously he's better against.
but very hard to play correctly.
yeah, Ken and mid don't really see a lot of this.
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Honestly, just doesn't have wave clear.
Yeah, not
so
much
he'll
else
just
to
get shoved in
really
and
say
be
about
useless.
Karthus.
Karthus.
I think he's niche with that cheese you were telling me about. He's
There's
actually pretty niche.
there's a certain cheese in high elo Karthus where you take presence of mind, you hit level 2 and you all in them. And I tried it the other day and I got the opponent's flag.
Yeah, it's pretty
Because
nuts.
you have 7 seconds of free mana of spamming Q and E. Insanely hard to play correctly. And because of that, we're putting him at a C tier.
Yeah, niche
if
role.
you can play him at his highest level, I think he could be like a B tier mid laner.
Mhm.
Or maybe like A tier, you take ultimate hat, but just not that great.
Yeah.
Fizz
again, feels
Jungle
very
reliant.
neutral, very jungle reliant. Doesn't have really good matchups in the top tier champions. Kind of gets bullied around a lot.
And like high elo, if your jungler's losing and you're playing Fizz and the opponent has you permanently at their turret, and you're just taking like an auto attack for every half CS, like
Yeah,
you're just not gonna do well.
yeah,
Zillion, we see some play of him. I don't think he's a good mid laner.
yeah.
I think maybe better in competitive.
Competitive,
We
we
have
can
seen him
utilize
in
the
competitive. They
ultimate.
played him in NALCS today.
Yeah,
But just hard to hit double bombs.
yeah.
Bad matchups. I don't even know what matchups you're even good against.
I don't think you win any.
Yeah, you don't win any matchup. Ziggs.
Similar situation to like Ari. He just needs
Like-
buffs. An artillery mage that like Xerath
like
just does the job. of.
Thrift Store Xerath, maybe.
Yeah, Thrift Store Xerath.
Yeah, you can destroy turrets a little faster, but
Like,
you're
yeah.
just not that great.
Vel'Koz,
Vel'Koz.
again, budget Xerath.
Thrifts tonight. That's a Macklemore.
Yeah, Thrift Store Xerath.
Macklemore could make a song about buying Vel'Koz over Xerath.
Exactly.
Uh,
Karma, poop.
Don't pick Karma mid
Karma's
lane.
poop.
Oh my god.
Karma is
dude.
poop. Okay, D, these are your two champions. Literal trash champions. Diana. I think the only person I know that plays this is S Diana 2. He actually pops off with it, but pretty bad champion in the current meta. Everyone else just does her role better. Assassinations,
We put her as a playstyle. She's incredibly linear, but I think you have to know how to play her correctly. If you fall
Yeah.
behind, you're useless. And you can really just get screwed by much better, like, S tier picks.
Yeah.
Gragas,
Same
trash,
way, trash.
falls off.
Akali, way better top
top
lane.
lane,
We'll
yeah.
talk about that in a second. Kog'Maw, AP
AP
Kog'Maw
Cog is
mid.
kind of coming back. Doesn't have good matchups.
Thrift Store Xerath.
maybe if you hit late game and you have your level 3 alt range, you'd be good. But in solo queue, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, fiddle mid, don't play.
Don't play fiddle mid.
Don't play it.
Annie mid.
Annie mid, don't play it.
If you want to be gold, you keep listening to LS. You don't
Yeah,
play.
you
don't play
play
Annie in our
Annie.
challenger.
Yeah,
level.
exactly.
Morgana.
Morgana, better support, better support.
Morgana might be like honestly like better than Karma mid, or maybe I'll have her like just barely be C tier. But the thing is, in high elo, she's just not great. Like
Yeah.
you pull the wave, the enemy mid laner is gonna like just start trading with you. You're gonna lose the trade. Eventually, they'll get to a point where they zone you off from CS.
Yeah.
You're incredibly Q reliant.
Oh, yeah.
But if the enemy laner takes cleanse, you're useless.
Yeah, you're useless.
Lux,
poop.
same thing. Just
Same-
play
yeah,
Xerath.
Just play Xerath.
Swain, short range, mana
Short range.
dependent, easily punishable, non-mobile.
Kale.
Takes too long to scale.
Takes too long to scale up. Zyra.
Just not good.
Just not a good champion, honestly. Okay.
Okay.
And now we move to the jungle. The jungle tier list, my dude.
Almost done. Then we'll do Q&A.
Almost done. We'll do some Q&A.
All right. Now, number 1, coming in, reigning at the all-time WWE World Championship. That Riot is still thinking about buffing. What is wrong with you?
Actually,
Kha'Zix in the S
Actually.
plus tier.
this champion is so disgusting. No champion should be allowed to stealth from one side of the map to the other and then one shot.
Insane champion.
Insane
I
champion.
can't believe
Insane
Riot
solo
actually is thinking
queue.
about buffing them.
Yeah, pick this champion if you want
Lethal,
to.
like abuses lethality well, great ganks, great stealth, uses electrocute well. Can even go Dark Harvest if you want.
The
Honestly.
pressure's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, pressure's insane. Like, just crazy champion.
Yeah, crazy champion.
Super hard to like
Play
avoid because
against.
he just stealths.
It's just super unfun to play against.
Sejuani.
Yeah, Sejuani just like the premier tank right now. Supreme
They go
tank.
fleet
Supreme
footwork.
for the stopwatch.
Insanely
sleepy
tanky,
dive.
do a good amount of damage. Great. The passive is an amazing CC, honestly.
Yeah.
Almost even better than the alt, I feel.
Yeah. Just great follow-up. The king, essentially, of being tanky and being annoying is essentially Sejuani's job. Also great roaming pressure.
S overpowered.
Okay,
tier.
so these are overpowered champions. Obviously not going to be as good as the God Nut tiers, but we'll go through them. Nidalee right now has been making a resurgence. Actually, Nova is probably like the best Nidalee right now on NA. He's actually so nuts, but he makes that champion look broken. And that champion, I think, is like just super strong. The amount of pressure you can get off with that new. They actually build tribute now.
It would be hard to play her in low elo, but because Nidalee's early game is so strong, if you can play it well, she's insane.
Yeah, she's just such a strong champion. Snowball's so hard. Runes did her well. Strong champion.
Good matchups.
Good matchup. Strong champion.
Evelyn, I think, is the best AP assassin jungler in the game.
Just so much easier to get your damage off than Nidalee.
Yeah,
And so much more damage. I would
your
say, on
ganks
single target.
aren't like amazing pre-6, but once you hit 6
It's
and you have
so
the
nice.
stealth mechanic, stealth is just insanely strong in League
Yeah.
because you have the amount of respect you have to give stealth is insane. That even in like high elo, like I still struggle doing it.
Yeah.
It's really hard to be like, I don't see their champion on the map, but I have to sit at my turret because Evelyn's here.
Yeah.
And if she ever gets fed, you would just have to. All your lanes have to stay at your turret
Yeah.
unless you see her. Just really oppressive.
Jarvan again, you've seen it. Jarvan Sedge, top tier meta tank picks right now. You know, just ton of engage, decent wave clear, early pressure, everything you want from a tank jungler.
Yeah, we were talking to Ace Windstorm a little bit. One of the big things about Jarvan right now is the way he can match junglers. You can build full tank and you can match Sejuani or like Shyvana. You know, you can build full tank, right?
Yeah.
And just be a tank for your team, or you can go full damage.
Yeah.
Warriors, lethality, and start
Yeah.
one-shotting people. Like
Yeah.
the versatility in his build path,
It's really nice.
along with his like solid engage, is like he's just a really like S tier jungler right now.
Yeah.
Shyvana,
You can just farm. You can just AFK.
great wave clear, high damage,
Yeah.
very high damage.
If your lanes go even and you're Shyvana and you're farming, the game's pretty much over. She's such a power farmer. She's so insane. Really benefits from the masteries as well. Solid champion overall. Can go a little bit tanky. Benefits from dragons.
Ezreal
stuff.
jungle in the A tier has fallen off quite a bit. Used to be one of the most oppressive junglers in
The game, hated that shit. Level 2, level 3, Ezreal top ganks, 220. Love it.
Yeah, still an A tier jungler, but the thing is, if you have the option to pick Ezreal, just play him AD carry because he's an S plus tier AD carry.
Yeah.
So next up, Xin Zhao.
Xin Zhao, really strong early
Some-
dueling. Like some of the strongest early dueling out of these champions. Really good scuttle contests.
I
pressure.
like the rework they did with him because its
Yeah.
alt is honestly insane.
Yeah, I think his ult is really you can really use it more effectively too than the other ult. Like there's a lot more play that you can a lot more outplays you can perform.
Yeah, and the fact that you're invulnerable to anyone who isn't inside
Yeah.
with you, it's
as an interesting dynamic.
you take like you're just insanely tanky if you use it
Yeah.
right. Zach has improved a bit. I hate this
Yeah.
champion. Amazing
so
gank,
good at
super
ganking
long
mid lane
range.
too.
Yeah, we're
Ganking
both
every
mid
lane.
laners, so we hate
I
Zach.
hate this champion.
But has come back in the meta. Really good ganks.
tanky.
Yeah,
you know,
just tanky.
Like, it's all about, like, in solo queue, if you can't one-shot someone, if you can't power farm, it's all about peeling for your overheal AD carry. And Zach does that really well. He ganks really well.
And I think he has really good engage.
Yeah,
like,
really,
Zach
really
has
good
one of the
engage.
best engages once you hit, like, mid-late game, especially with that ultimate.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Rek'Sai.
Really good early pressure.
Very, like, he has some of the most unique gank paths, I think. Like, you can go, like,
This is
behind
probably
Raptors, behind lane.
my second, like, in terms of ganking mid lane, like, the second most.
Yeah,
like,
Rek'Sai is
jungler.
really... And the thing is, like,
You
if
can
you
get
ever
camped.
if he ever gets close enough to you, or if, you know, you ever, like, face check a bush and he's there, like, you're getting
You're
one
dead.
shot.
You're dead.
Stopwatch and, you know, Flash is helpful, but he has very high damage and he snowballs really hard.
Yeah.
Rengar,
similar boat, a lot of damage, stumbles really hard, lethality, one-shots people if he gets
Playstyle
fed.
he was
Playstyle
honestly
champion.
S plus tier when Hex Flash, when you could Hex
When
Flash
you
out
can
of
Hex
bushes.
Flash out of bush, gank mid.
That was,
Oh
thank
my
God they changed that. That was insane. Gragas, now we haven't seen much of him recently, but I
But
guess
again,
can
he's a
figure
tank,
it out.
disengaged, really strong with overheal, really strong with an AD carry-oriented meta, has the best disengage of pretty much any support in the game. Really good ganks, pressure, all that jazz. Better in competitive, of course, that's why he's not in the overpowered tier or higher, but an exceptional champion. I know what he
Okay.
was.
We'll just fly through the
Yeah,
rest
we'll
here.
fly through the rest
At
here,
least
so.
always saw the jungler,
Also,
Graves,
decent APJ, yeah, decent AP jungler. Graves, range,
got some buffs.
got some buffs. Okay, not as good as some other range junglers like Ezreal.
Playstyle though, same with Kane. Playstyle,
Yeah, playstyle
not
champion.
super strong ganks early.
Can snowball pretty
really
hard,
nicely.
but weaker early than some of the Kha'Zix. Just play Kha'Zix if you want to play Kane. Kindred, Force Within, obviously I duel with him a lot. He's really good Kindred. You really have to be a one-trick on the champion to make it work. Her ult can make or break team fights. Decent jungler, viable. Not as good as the
Yeah,
other ones.
the mechanic of like her marks and stuff.
It takes a lot to
It's
learn.
like a really weird mini game. I feel.
Yeah,
But
you really gotta
can
know
be
it.
very useful. Lee Sin,
Lee Sin always going to be meta. Really high skill
Playstyle.
ceiling, playstyle, early
crazy
pressure.
early game if you play him perfect, but if you don't, he
Yeah,
falls
not as
off. Just play
consistent as
someone
other
else.
champions. Ramus, consistent tank, strong ganks.
Can
really
have
annoying.
some bad ganks against like certain lanes,
Yeah.
like, you know, like if
Kind of
Falling has a
situational as
Janna.
well. You really want to pick this into like all AD compositions.
all
'cause
heavy
obviously
ADs.
you're disgusting.
Warwick,
Early game dueling. I don't know. I really think Warwick isn't that good, but he is a viable, solid choice. Has decent matchups into most junglers. Decent pressure.
yeah,
Is
not
relatively tanky.
not like crazy. He's not like exceptional, but he's a solid jungler.
solid pick. Yeah.
Jax,
Jax. Windstorm.
I do with Ace Windstorm a lot. He plays it. Pretty. I'd say he's a pretty,
Pretty
solid
solid.
jungler.
Functions like a lot of other.
I feel like you look at his kit and you're like, oh, you know, he's okay, but he actually does pretty well.
Yeah, pretty well.
Vi
again, decent early pressure. Haven't really seen a whole lot of this.
came back up a little bit. I think
Yeah.
suffers a tiny bit from stopwatch meta.
Yeah.
But we are going to see her a little more. You know,
Yeah.
still pretty strong warrior, snowball, electrocute.
Next up we have Camille. Obviously level 2 ganks are a thing. Really cheesy. Level 3 ganks as well. He's just such an impactful ability that you can get really good pressure off early. Camille, you know, just strong champion, solid champion, viable champion. Niche, we're just going to go through these like pretty quick because there's a lot of them. We had to double stack these boys.
Yeah.
Cho'Gath, just pick him top lane. Not a good jungler. Not a lot of good early pressure. Ivern, okay with overheated carries.
Play style.
Playstyle.
Might be good in AD carry meta, but still suffers a tiny bit. They
Yeah.
give him a few buffs.
Yeah, Jace jungle rather.
Used to be
okay.
really strong.
Used to be really strong, but
I was
you know,
banning that shit, but
yeah.
still pretty strong snowball-y, but you know, not
Yeah,
always
very
the
niche.
best. Pant jungle, short ranged, snowball-y,
Yeah, falls off.
really hard.
Twitch jungle, obviously very niche. Snowbally.
Stronger
scales,
with
but
lower elos, but I feel like the champion's too dependent on like level 2 ganking.
cheese. A lot of cheese.
Orange jungle.
You're better off just playing him support or top lane. He's a good champion. You can make it work, but just very, very niche. He's only niche because Orange is such a strong champion.
Echo, just not that great.
Yeah.
Just not great.
Doesn't really
Better
do
mid
all the
laner.
things that, yeah.
Nocturne.
Good level 6 pressure, not really good early pressure.
Budget
Vi in a lot of
with
ways.
like Brad pre-6 ganks, and once you get later in the game, it's very linear. Like the enemy team knows you're gonna ult the AD carry, like it's pretty obvious, so they
Yeah.
can prepare for it. Hecarim.
Hacker's been moved for a while. Predator is like okay, but like you're.
They
Predator's
buffed
better
Predator.
off with
Very
other stuff.
niche. If you have a good early game, I think you can pull him off, but he's not gonna.
Yeah, not as
normally have a
consistent
good
as the
early
other
game in high
champions.
low.
Fiddlesticks, don't pick this champion. This champion's garbage.
Yeah.
You get bullied by every other jungler early game. You just get dumpstered. Pick a different AP jungler. There's good ones. This pack.
Yeah, there's much better. Olaf, not the best ganks. I don't
As-
like him.
yeah.
I think you like him more than I do,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's that great.
I think he's okay. He's niche. He fills a role. He does well in certain matchups.
Tom Canch,
Just suppressive because he's
Yeah,
Tom
but
Kench,
not the best
but not the
ganks.
best. You'd be better off putting this. guy
Trundle
support.
jungle. There's like one player.
Yeah,
in
it's King
IUO that
Nidhogg, and
plays
I think
him.
it's like
King-
really niche. You have to be like.
Yeah, you have to like.
You have to know.
I don't
which
even
one
want to
to
put him as like a one trick. I just don't think he's a good jungler.
Yeah, I just don't think he's good.
But
I think it's hard to make work because he's
very
not
hard
good.
to make work.
Maokai, you're better off putting him top lane. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's really
Riven,
niche.
Riven jungle can work. You have to be like a one trick, like
yeah, like
Adrian,
Dakar plays
Dekar,
it, stuff like that.
stuff like that. Shen.
Shen, again, you're better off playing him supporter top lane.
Mhm.
Really niche.
Udyr.
Udyr, I would have put this man in literal trash.
We talked. Oh, Ace, and like I think like
Convincing?
one other jungler thought he was like a little better than trash. We might see a little more of him,
Yeah.
but this isn't no like, oh shit, Udyr's B tier, open the gates, I'm trick 2G. Like no, he's still pretty
That's
bad.
true. Very niche. Very niche.
Shaco, one trick champion, early game dependent. I think if you're
Yeah.
good with him,
You can
you
snowball
can have
really
like
hard.
you can snowball like crazy.
It's also a strong mechanic.
Yeah,
Really,
and his
really
ultimate not
surprising.
existing.
Yeah.
Literal trash tier.
Volibear, literal
Volibear.
trash. Don't play this champion. It's been bad for so long, I don't even know why you're trying it. Master Yi, trash champion.
Snowball dependent.
Snowball dependent, doesn't snowball. Wukong, again, snowball dependent.
Wukong's just bad everywhere.
Doesn't snowball, terrible jungle clear, terrible pressure. He's
Skarner,
garbage.
this isn't Dominion.
This isn't
that game
Dominion.
mode got removed just like Skarner did.
Also okay, really budget Vi, giga budget Vi. Amumu,
Trash.
trash.
Mundo
Mundo trash. Nunu,
Nunu trash. Some interesting buffs on him for BDE, but
yeah,
right
we'll
now
see if he's
trash.
okay. Like he always has that consume pressure, but trash right now.
Chidamir jungle,
trash.
we get in your Silver 3 promos. You don't need to show us by your champion picks.
Trash.
Malphite jungle, not good enough. Clear.
Yeah, better top lane. Just pick him top lane. And now to the last tier list, the largest tier list of the night, top lane, and it is straight dominated by Camille and Ornn.
Camille with Comet, insane champion,
Insane.
crazy damage. Really needs to get nerfed.
Crazy pick, crazy duel. Can't pressure in a side lane. Her early laning phase isn't weak anymore with Comet. She just bullies every champion in the game. Insanely good in solo queue. Insanely good in solo queue.
Ornn still very strong.
Ornn, yeah, similar situation.
High
Just has
CC
everything. Has everything in his kit. Probably the best tank you can pick top lane right now. The engage is so nutty.
Insane ultimate.
Doesn't lose any matchup. Deals more damage than every other champion.
I think they were nerfing his W, but
Yeah, to make it not unstoppable.
but until then he's
But
like
until
one of
then,
the best top laners.
He's one of the best toppers in the game. Pick this if you want. to.
Kali, playstyle champ, incredibly strong. TF Blade, first player in NA to hit Challenger.
Challenger with
LP,
it.
Crazy
Mhm.
player.
Very strong champion if you know her limits. Obviously, a playstyle champion, you really have to play this champion a lot. Still a really strong champion. She can just all in you at level 6. She can sustain if you can't fight her. She can dive you under tower with stopwatch. She's such a good champion. Really benefited from the runes as well.
Yeah. Gangplank,
Really strong
Sword
champion
back
with
into
Klepto.
viability with Bruiser, Stair
Yeah,
Gauge.
Bruiser, Stairs Gauge.
Very
Gets so much
strong.
gold.
Playstyle, you have to know how to use your barrels well.
Yeah, super
But
hard
good.
champion, honestly.
Jace, I'll let you talk about Jace top.
Jace is just so oppressive. It's essentially like that you must be this tall to enter top lane line. If you can't survive Jace in lane, you pretty much can't top lane right now. Not that any of these champions can't really survive around Jace top lane, but if you get any form of jungle pressure, or you draw jungle pressure to top lane and don't die, you can still just be so oppressive in the laning phase. You're so good mid game. Obviously, you fall off compared to some of these other champions like Camille, Akali, Ornn, who still scale pretty well in the late game. Same with Gangplank. But you're just such a huge lane bully that doesn't really matter at times. Solo queue's all about stomping lane.
Yeah, he's just
So you can just stomp lane so hard with the champion.
Gnar,
Gnar,
exceptional top laner, good ult,
yeah,
requires a lot of timing.
yeah, lane bully as well. A tank, lane bully, kiting. Really good with area, I think. I think people are running area on him. Really oppressive. Strong against other tanks. Strong against some of these champions. Has some weaker matchups to the ones above, which is why he's exceptional.
Maokai, most standard CC tank, has gotten a tiny bit worse, still pretty solid.
Yeah, still pretty solid tank. Has decent matchups in the other one. He can survive them. Getting a little harder now, but good, strong.
Good
aftershock.
solo queue pick. Good solo
Yeah.
queue pick, I feel.
Nasus,
Nasus, you go
Klepto
coin
missing.
now.
Yeah, you just go coin, get a ton of
Klepto.
gold. You're actually really good into a lot of tank matchups. You actually just dumpster Maokai.
Yeah, if it's ever a farm lane, like you just go crazy,
just-
you
yeah, you
become
just win.
huge.
Um,
Pantheon, insanely oppressive top laner. Riot,
Kind of
please
similar to Jace.
rework this champion.
Just
You
really
just take
oppressive.
Airy and you just Q spam.
And it's so easy. You just think about pressing Q on the opponent.
Yeah,
you win
and the
lane.
second you snowball off top, you just alt bottom. Like pretty
just win the
solid
game.
for solo queue if you know what you're doing.
Riven,
Riven.
obviously a one-trick champion. Viper, Adrian Riven playing this champion a lot to great success. Maybe not so much Viper right
Maybe
now,
not,
but
he's
you know
having
we're all
trouble.
having troubles in Season 8, of course. But a really strong champion if you can play her at the highest levels. A ton of mechanics on her. Probably the hardest champion in the game in terms of just like pure micro mechanics. Super good if you know every lane, if you know every matchup. You can still ball really hard. Obviously, really great solo queue champion.
Okay, next up we have
Vladimir, for the same reasons of mid lane, he can't poke him
just as
out.
impressive,
Yeah.
and especially in tank matchups or like matchups that can't out pressure Vladimir, he just takes over once you get a certain level, he just starts running you down. So
Yeah.
very strong champion.
Alawi, a similar situation
kinda
with
like
Klepto.
Gangplank, yeah.
Really benefits from the Klepto with E procs, can get a lot
You
of
get
procs off.
Sterix, and she kind of soared into like A tier.
Yeah, by ability, really.
Because she first, like, you know, you just get kited.
Yeah, you're just
but
garbage.
like with the item changes and the rune changes,
And the Klepto,
she's
yeah.
become really, really strong.
Yeah.
Heimerdinger, solid, has to be one trick, but if you can play him well top lane, you're very impressive.
And you like just don't lose any lane. Like you need jungle pressure, and the trick is that you can't get jungle pressure because he's probably going to 2v1 you, and if
With
his
the
jungler's
turrets,
there,
yeah.
you're actually done.
Yeah, and especially
So-
with stopwatch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you try to dive a Heimerdinger
Yeah.
in lane with stopwatch. Good luck, dude.
Such an annoying lane to play against. Really,
Fiora,
really good lane boy.
Playstyle champion, very strong lane bully, has some of the craziest split pushing in the game. Still has a very insane late game, but they nerfed some of her early games.
Really
so.
good pressure. Playstyle champion, you can play it perfectly. Obviously, the mechanical ceiling is super, super high. Exceptional champion. Malphite, so oppressive with comment. You can just never find trades with this guy. His Q's always up. He'll always take more damage than you get dealt with his Q and comment. Just such an oppressive champion. Such a disgusting champion. Hate Malphite. Shen, for the same reasons that support Shen is pretty much a thing, is because he just really benefits from Aftershock. His global pressure has always been there. He was a really solid...
Has very high damage.
Yeah, very high damage. Very surprising damage,
Yeah,
really.
so very surprising.
You can get really
damage
cheese early if you underestimate it. And just, you know, he was top tier last season, end of last season. So.
I still don't fucking know how his Vorpal Blade works, dude.
Oh,
Like,
it's disgusting.
he just has
Do you
this
not know?
gigantic, like, sword
It's,
dildo he runs around.
If it goes through you, he deals like 6% max health magic damage with his
Jesus.
autos. Yeah,
it
dude.
does a lot.
Yeah, it's
Shen's a
nuts.
great champion right now.
Yeah.
Be viable.
Yeah, so we're just
tier-
going to go through these really quick.
Yeah, very quick.
Yeah, just to finish
So-
this up. So we have Jarvan, you know, top of the list. I think a
Built
couple patches
AD,
ago. Built AD.
Decent matchup.
Decent matchups. Okay, doesn't really do as much in the way of tank as, like, say, a Maokai or, like, a Nasus. But, you know, does the job, has good engage, hardy champion.
Galio,
Same
okay, you know,
Okay,
I don't
yeah.
think he's the great. I feel like he might be a better mid laner. In some matchups, he might excel top
Especially
lane.
with all the changes they did to him recently.
Yeah, his ultimate I think is pretty solid in AK meta, but nothing special.
Yeah.
Shogath.
Cho'Gath, you know, used to be the monster juggernaut. A lot of these champions just destroy Cho'Gath in lane. Camille's gonna dumpster Cho'Gath in lane. Ornn's gonna destroy Cho'Gath in lane. Cho'Gath just doesn't have really any good laning matchups. Kind of fell out of favor.
Yeah, you can reach a point on Shogath where you become unkillable, but it takes.
It's
it
so
takes
hard to
quite a
reach that
while.
point in this
Yeah,
meta.
it takes a while. Gragas receives some nerfs, not as great.
Yeah, just like the
It's
engage.
okay.
You're better off running him jungle, honestly. It's okay.
Darius, you get kited by like the better meta matchups.
And you get bullied out by a lot of the meta
Yeah,
matchups
you-
as well.
Darius
you
just
lose the
doesn't have
Jace
good
matchup. You
matchups.
lose the Camille matchup. You lose the Ornn matchup. Like, you just
yeah,
lose everything.
he has some good matchups, but not enough.
Yeah, Teemo, honestly okay with Aerie, a viable pick. I really hate when they go tank Teemo because I can't kill him at all.
Yeah.
Just really annoying champion. Not really like, not an exceptional champion obviously, but viable.
We
You can
put
pick
him on this tier list because we had to be objective, but I swear
Yeah,
to God,
but I swear to God, I
don't
hate this
fucking
champion.
play.
Don't
If
pick
you
this
play
champion.
Teemo, don't you dare say, yeah, dude, Corrupt Open Credenda's Challenger patches. They told me
Yeah,
this was
it's
a D
viable.
tier
It's a
thing.
viable champion.
I'm the reason. They're the reason I'm playing Teemo. No, we did
Yeah,
not. No,
we do
did
not condone Teemo
We did not
actions.
condone that.
Kled, so Mario actually plays this champion, makes it look fucking disgusting. This
One-trick
champion's insane.
champion.
Obviously a one-trick champion.
Struggled a bit with Runes Reforged, but
Yeah.
you know.
He doesn't really have a room that he can really call home. I would say that's the same story with a lot of these bruisers, and a lot of the reason why they're only viable or maybe even niche. But he just does so much with his kit. If you can use it to the maximum potential, use those double
Really
health bars.
Good engage. I think
And
he's
really
always been-
surprising damage.
Yeah,
Surprising
very high
all
damage.
in, especially if
And
he uses both of
The
them.
mount mechanics like kind of hard to play against if you don't fully understand it.
Yeah, and if he
Um,
understands it, God forbid. So
yeah.
really strong champion, I would say. viable
Aurelia
champion.
always been kind of like a solid
Yeah,
top
TF
laner.
Blade plays it whenever
Yeah,
a call he's
TF Blade.
been. A strong champion. Doesn't really have a good keystone again, like a lot, because ever since Fever got changed, a lot of these bruisers really haven't had a good keystone. I feel like if maybe they got a good keystone, these champions would be a bit more viable, maybe a bit more exceptional. But at the moment, just a solid viable pick. You kind of have to be good at it though. Playstyle.
Yeah,
obviously.
very playstyle champ.
Uh,
Jax
Similar thing with
Playstyle.
Aurelia. Old school bruiser doesn't really have
has
a keystone.
a very weird way of playing the lane correctly because if you play him like a regular top laner, you're just gonna get bullied out. Like you have to wait for power spikes, take smart
cooldowns.
trades.
Yeah. Shin
But
did.
still solid.
Yeah,
I
solid
guess.
champion,
Solid.
viable champion. Rumble, decent AP top laner. If you need some AP, he's always a good champion. His ult's always so impactful. Just doesn't really have the best time top lane against some of these matchups. Right?
Yeah, especially I do not ever see our Rumble into Camille. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's
You're gonna
actually
get
horrible.
destroyed. Rise top, he's my go-to. I'm playing AP mid lane. I'm autofill top. My boy Rise, we
Yeah.
coming up in
Just
here.
wins every matchup automatically.
I don't know if he wins every matchup top lane, but he's a safe top
He's
laner.
safe.
If you're ever in like you're a stranger danger, dude, you drop that 2-second snare, you get that haste, you run the fuck out of
Or
there.
you just stop watching and say bye. and
yeah,
then-
you ultimate like safe top
They
laner.
need to
Scales
they need to
really
change
well.
that. They need to change that. They
Well,
need to
they
change
need
that.
nerf stopwatch.
Yeah, but they also need to change the Zani's mechanic. Yeah, you're
Hey,
doing this.
he's
You're doing
S
this.
tier.
But I don't think you should get.
I don't think the
get out of jail
mechanic
free
is
card.
as broken as the fact that stopwatch exists at 6 minutes.
That's true. That's true. Well, that's a
Um,
conversation for another time. Singe, obviously a really good champion if you can one trick it. I think you need a special
There's-
form of mental stability to play this champion, and I don't have that. So one tricks,
You want to
go
say
do it.
a few words not allowed on stream.
You know, one tricks,
But,
go ape, but don't feed my games. Don't pick this in my games.
He's very good if you can play him right,
Yeah.
but I think only one tricks can play him right, and even then, the one tricks I see in high elo don't play him right.
Yeah.
So, great champion, but hard to play correctly.
Yeah.
Urgot, pretty solid.
Pretty solid champion. Not really much else to say about this champion. Bruiser, decent,
Solid.
tanky. Bolts. Tom Ken's just annoying because of what
Yeah.
he does in support. We've kind of gone over
Has
this
some good
champion a lot.
matchups. Hecarim, I am
then,
seeing
yeah,
a little
the
more
niche
Hecarim
champion.
top lane. Really early game dependent. If he falls behind, he's
I
useless.
wonder if he'd be okay with Runic Spellbook with it. Like if you win Ignite, TP.
I saw
and,
one
like,
go
switch.
grasp.
Really? I
Yeah.
wonder what Spellbook would be like on him. Or Klepto?
No, I don't go Klepto.
Hmm.
I think he's an interesting top laner. We might see more of him.
Yeah.
But he is very early game dependent.
Yeah. Trinamir, obviously,
Playstyle champion.
playstyle champion. Kind of weak right
Can
now.
be played in high elo, but with CC, you have to have like an understanding of the champion and how to like when to split, when to do what.
Yeah.
So that's why you only see people like Uncle Fogged playing him, stuff like that,
Yeah.
or Boxer Pete, whatever.
Boxer Pete, yeah.
Kennen top doesn't have good matchups anymore. Used to be really oppressive, but now that people have better ways of dealing with him, and
Yeah.
the fact that he has like poor wave clear, just not as oppressive top lane.
Yeah.
Yorick,
Same old rut he's always been in. Kind of like really niche. Doesn't really do a whole lot.
I think he might be sleeper,
tower
or he
pressure
might
is
be
okay.
useless.
His cycling pressure is okay, and I'll give him that. But his laning phase is just like.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
he doesn't
kinda
really
just-
have good matchups. I would have to see a lot more of him. I will admit I don't see much of this champion, but
My
I think he's very
opinion of
niche.
Yorick before they changed him hasn't changed. Yorick's the kind of champion you pick when you don't want to have fun and you don't want your opponent to have fun.
Yeah.
Talon top.
With Ignite, typically cheesy pick, I would say.
Very, like
very
it's pretty
niche.
much like a cheese pick. You don't focus too much on laning. You just spend the entire game roaming really,
Yeah.
and look for picks mid, jungle, top, and it works because he can get back to lane so fast.
Yeah.
Can work top lane, but niche.
Yeah, very niche.
Mundo,
is poop.
borderline trash.
Just-
Trundle, borderline trash.
Borderline
Can work
trash.
against tanks.
Yeah, certain counter picks he's okay into. That's why he's niche.
Poppy, we don't see much of Poppy. She got nerfed really
Yeah, she
hard.
just doesn't really do things that a lot of other tanks
I
do.
think she honestly needs a buff.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that because I hate Poppy.
I
actually
used to
hate
play
playing as Poppy.
I used to play Poppy when she was
hate
OP.
playing as Poppy.
It was so awesome.
Playing as Poppy as like Yasuo or like Jace.
I
is
remember
just the
I had
worst
like a
thing.
moment. I was playing against a Pantheon, and I was about to die under turret, and he throws his spear, and I throw my buckler at a minion, and I see the spear,
The
and the
sad-
buckler's returning, and it just barely
Oh my god.
reaches me in time.
The
and saves me.
buckler.
The buckler.
The buckler.
So I do kind of want to see more Poppy, but she's trash right now.
Yeah.
Rengar
Rengar,
top.
only really one trick ponies play him, Dakar, stuff like that. Kind of a cheesy pick as well. Kind of like the Talon
Yeah,
top.
it's
almost.
really cheesy to play against. You know,
You want to look for roams. You want to look for like early lane dominance out of those bushes. But if you don't get that, obviously you fall off.
Lucian top, Huni special. We're seeing a little more of him. They played
Yeah,
him
I
in
kind of think in a
LCS.
gangplank, I would say. He's
Yeah,
actually
he actually
okay.
does well into gangplank, so I guess we could have listed him as
Yeah,
a
as a
counter.
meta counter, but just overall not.
but
a
we
really
need to
strong
see more
champion.
of him.
Yeah, we do, because I mean he just obviously he would just lose to the other champions.
Yeah.
He does, so. Renekton doesn't really have a keystone. Falls
No
in the same
keystone.
track as other bruisers.
Yeah,
very
kind of
niche.
lost his like king of top lane. Lissandra can bully some
Match up
laners.
some melee laners,
but
but those laners,
short
are
range.
those laners are also going to be typically niche or viable or.
There's like no
literal
range.
trash.
There's like she's like shitty Rise.
Yeah, she really is.
Um,
Scion, just a weak
can be
champion
played,
overall.
just not great.
Remember when AD lethality Scion was a thing and people were feeding my games with that? That was fun.
Yasuo.
Yeah, so you're going to want to be a one-trick on this champion because obviously it's really hard, especially since you're going to be dealing with primarily people that can beat your ass. I feel like Yasuo top just sucks. Very niche.
Okay, now we'll go to the literal trash tier,
Kale.
rounding out the old season 2 king. What is that?
A ladybug.
Okay, there's a ladybug crawling on your secret
Yes, there
dude.
is.
That freaked me out a little, but I don't care. But anyway, Kale. Trash.
Trash.
Takes
Olaf,
too long to scale. Doesn't have good matchups. Trash.
Yeah.
Olaf, kind of trash top lane.
Yeah.
These are all kind of like relics of the past.
Yeah.
That just can't keep up with season 8.
Aatrox, trash.
Yeah, there
He's
might
trash.
be like one
He
trick.
needs
but
more
not
buffs. Give him more buffs. Zinzao, way better jungle. Doesn't really have good matchups top lane. Pretty trash.
Wukong needs to change. He doesn't have good top lane matchups. He gets out traded. He has no sustain.
Yeah.
If you don't kill them at 6, you're useless. If you fall behind, you're useless.
Yeah.
Warwick top used to be much stronger.
Used to be much stronger, but just a better jungler now. Doesn't really have
better
a lot of
jungler.
good matchups.
Swain top kind of gets kited. Can bully like.
I feel like Swain might be a niche pick just to be like
Maybe
a bully.
niche.
Maybe a niche pick.
Maybe you
but,
could have a borderline niche, but
yeah,
just
borderline
not good
niche.
enough.
Just not good enough to really warrant any higher though.
Quinn, the champion that is made or make or break
Make or
based
break
on how OP
lethality.
lethality is, and guess what? Lethality got nerfed, so Quinn is in the dumpster.
Yeah, Quinn's in the dumpster.
Nautilus top used to be the CC king, now is CC
now
trash.
it sucks. And that
Just doesn't
is
get matchups.
our tier list. I think we covered every champion. It was a long list of lists.
About an hour and 47 minutes.
I hope we went in depth on most of the champions you guys wanted us to go in depth on. We kind of skimmed over obviously some of the more shit tier champions. Talked in depth though I think about most of the god tier and exceptional overpowered champions, which I really think was good.
So anyway, so this is the tier list. We have all of them here. We're gonna go ahead and release it tomorrow. We'll post it on Reddit.
Yeah, we'll release ours.
Better fucking get front page, I swear to God. But so yeah, we put a lot of effort in this. I think it's very helpful. I want you guys to remember this is at like a highest level of gameplay. We didn't make this for silvers, we make this for golds, but it still applies to those elos if you can play them to a high level. And so yeah, so we will release it tomorrow. And we're gonna have 13 minutes for Q&A, so we'll end at 10 p.m. our time. So you guys can feel free to ask us
shoot
any
any
questions.
questions. What I had for breakfast this morning, and I'm gonna vape during the Q&A. I'll do it. Ooh.
Go back to the mid one real quick.
Sure.
Please don't just don't post on Reddit, guys. Not yet.
Yeah, we'll post it tomorrow.
Browners at Credenda.
Browners? What does that even mean, Austin?
Thought on support item changes.
Are they changing tribute?
They
Oh, they're changing it so everyone's Sightstone now. They're removing quests and just making everyone buy Sightstone. I love it. Thank God. My supporters. Oh, actually, they won't. Actually, they might even not even use the words. But
I don't know what they're gonna do on the PPE yet.
yeah, I haven't seen like the. If you could like maybe give me a TLDR of the changes, but as to my knowledge, they're removing all the quest rewards, and essentially like making all the quest rewards like in this other system, and they're like making Sightstone like mandatory.
If we're talking about like the current changes, the fact that you put Bandit on it made it viable on 80 carries. Current support Relic is broken. They need to nerf it.
Dude, did you see the Force was actually running the Frostfang item on Ezreal and Kindred just because it gives so much gold.
I was playing with Medios and he was running Targons on Sejuani.
Yeah, it just gives.
And he
too
was
much
like,
gold.
"Hey, I want to come mid and I want to give you Targon stacks." And I'm like,
okay.
"How broken is this item?" Okay. And before LS shits on your list, you can play Annie in Plat 1 Korea, whatever.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Does full lethality Poppy have a place in the meta? No.
No.
Where was Mord? Mord we listed as an 80 carry pick.
Mid lane, he's like.
Wait, what the fuck's
If we were to put him in the mid lane tier list, we would put him in probably literal trash.
Probably trash. He's too dependent on his. So we haven't even seen Nish. He has to be picked with Blitzcrank.
Yeah,
I feel
like another
or
engage
a
support
very
to be
high engage
effective.
support.
His dragon is obviously really strong. We talked about that, but mid lane he just doesn't
Like
have the same benefits.
you have to like duo to play him in ILO, and even then, like he's so reliant on.
There's a reason why the only
jungle.
person that plays him is called Useless Champ. I'll just keep it at that.
Wait, what the hell? How many questions just happened? Okay. Distracting Ladybug. I miss why Kane is not S+.
Why Kane is an S+?
He's just not good
Because
enough.
Kane doesn't have like the pressure that someone like a Kha'Zix or Nidalee has. Because right now,
His early game's really weak.
yeah, it's really weak. So like, if you're gonna pick a champion that your main objective is to just assassinate a target, provide a really snowball early game, you want to provide a lot of pressure on the map. Why aren't you picking Kha'Zix? Why aren't you just picking Kha'Zix or Evelynn or Nidalee or all these other champions that just do his job but better and before level 6? So I feel like Kane can be strong. He can snowball really hard. He's viable. But he performs a lot weaker to these other champions, especially in the early game. And it's really about what champions can either have a decent early game and scale with their AD carry, or have an insane early game and impact the enemy AD carry. And I feel like that's really the swinging point of the jungling meta right now.
Since when is Aurelion Sol not good?
Aurelion Sol is exceptional, I would say.
He suffered a bit in the preseason because he didn't have good runes, but Riot just gave him a nice little ulti buff. Nothing huge, but he's always been like the best early game roamer and wave player.
Yeah, he's the
that
king
doesn't
of
mean
roaming.
he's like good overall. He falls off very hard and he has some really bad matchups.
Yeah.
But if you play him right, like you have some crazy
And another thing to
roaming.
note, this isn't necessarily in order. Like, it isn't like Aurelion Sol is the top
Yeah,
of exceptional.
This
is
list
just
isn't
the
in
tier.
order. It's just like they're in the tiers.
Yeah, so like Azir isn't like necessarily
Mal's
better
or
than
Ryze,
it's just they're in the same tier.
Well, I know Zoe support. I brought up Zoe support. They're
I
it's
just
trash.
don't no, because like for this tier list, I really wanted to like because
We're
obviously
being
we don't
objective.
play, we're being
that's
really
why
objective.
I don't want to put it in either.
Because we really took a lot of this information from like people we respect in the roles that
Master
they played,
Talent.
and we oftentimes just took their opinion
Like-
over there. Like we obviously like took the reasoning and stuff because obviously you can work
Like,
out most of the
this
reasoning.
isn't
but-
something that we're just like, hey, let's make a tier list. Maybe let's say Brand's A tier. Like we researched this. Like we put in a ton of effort.
Yeah.
And we contacted like other people who were
get
like,
their opinions, to
top
bounce ideas
100
off.
solo queue. Like top 300. And we talked to them, we got their opinions, and we went over this again and again. So if I was being objective, yeah, maybe I might write like Zoe support because I think I can pull it off. I think it's good. But in solo queue meta, if I'm being objective, it's not that good.
Yeah.
I've seen okay. Is Xerath Braum good champions to grind out a bronze with mid support positions and solo duo?
I would say so. If you can learn them, I would say definitely with any champion, you just need to practice the champion. If you can practice the champion to a proficient level where you don't really have to worry about not like the crazy stuff you can do on Xerath, but just like the basics, get the fundamentals down, and you'll find yourself really focusing on the more macro. side of
Xerath's
the
a
game.
really hard champion to play because not only do you need good positioning, but you have to have good prediction.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that if you're in Bronze Silver, you already don't understand that.
That's true.
So if you like the champion, you can play him, you can get really good at him. Those two champions can work. I think a good thing to say is if the champion's at least B tier or higher, you can climb to Masters with them.
Oh yeah.
But so I think that can work. Where is Zoe Sport? I just talked about that. Camille mid niche. No, Camille mid's trash. Don't play it.
Yeah, Camille is trash.
It's really good into cat. If you pick Camille mid into me, I will shit on you.
If you pick Camille into me, I will decimate you.
Kreptob, I confirm that my dick has grown 2 inches after experiencing this tier list.
Of course.
You might need a doctor if that's lasted for more than 8 hours.
Of course.
You guys went into playing against Vlad for Vlad mid. Wait, what? You guys went into playing against Vlad for Vlad mid. But why is Vlad mid suddenly a thing? It's kind of always been a thing.
It's always been like I'd say a viable pick. I think he's exceptional now just because he's like with the runes, he's just so much more annoying. Spellbook is so nuts on him. Like the ability to have a 108-second cooldown ghost and a 180-second cooldown flash is just so nuts. And you can also start Ignite for like early laning. You can get TP if you get screwed early, and then you can get ghost for late game team fights. It's just so exceptional on him.
Yeah, he's good. The rune changes have really helped him.
Yeah.
I mean, I mained Nidalee in season 2 to 3. Prediction isn't too far off, I'd say. With all due respect, he also wouldn't be bronze or silver still. You could predict that.
My dude.
Oh shit. Is there a link to the tier list?
We'll link those tomorrow on the
yeah,
Reddit. And I'll also if
do
you
we want to? We can give them an. Do you want to give them an Imgur link?
Do you want to just give them the Imgur link?
Yeah. Why don't you post? Okay. So you know what, guys? We like you a lot. All right. We're nice people. Don't post this on Reddit. We're gonna give you guys the Imgur link so you can use it.
Yeah, just use it.
But we're gonna post it ourselves on Reddit tomorrow.
Yeah, and we got our names on it, boys. So.
Yeah. Do you think Zed would be higher if stopwatch wasn't an item? Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. At Credenda, how do people assert lane dominance on Vladimir? I can't get empowered Qs off and I get bullied a lot.
As Jace, you literally... Okay, so the only ways to beat Vladimir is if he, like, misplays, essentially, because he can just play passive all game. But, like, your best bet is essentially, like, level 3, trying to bait out pull with, like, a melee form Q or something, or, like, a jungler gank, and then potentially getting off QEs. I usually... In my games against most high-elo Vladimirs, I will just ignore them and roam. I'll just ignore them, not even trade with them. There's not even a point. Yeah, after first back, if I get Dirk, I'm just using that damage on the bot lane.
The thing that makes Vladimir like really overpowered is like exceptional, I guess, is the fact that you can always be bullying them, and it's okay to take bad trades as Vladimir because you have infinite sustain.
And so I would say like Jace has like a decent matchup into Vladimir because like he can't really take too many bad trades or else you can just all in him. And all in is pretty strong, especially with stopwatch. I would say like you can really dive him at unexpected times in the lane, especially if you have like Dirk. But I would say generally to just avoid trades in Rome. But and you can also if you have priority on the wave, if you can get autos off on him and pressure him a little bit, just like kind of pressure the all in. You can use that pressure to shove out the wave, and then he'll be on his tower, and you can just like roam around the map, or you can like pressure the jungler, and then if you force 2v2s, you usually win 2v2s.
Yeah. Okay, so now I missed the beginning. I was on where you're gonna do this on Credenda channel. Well, we're gonna upload it to YouTube.
Yeah, we're gonna upload it.
Let's see. Join the imagine being Heartstack Diamond for 3 seasons. Imagine never being able to get Diamond Kilo.
Imagine.
Can't help being bronze and silver when my young ass tried ranked. Fair enough. We all start from somewhere.
We all start from somewhere. I was silver 2 in season 2.
Quoted by LS, Jace needs a snowball and needs to be ahead to be useful, otherwise he is useless. Would
of course.
you agree? Yeah, he's
of course.
all early game champion.
Okay, so
who our lane believes.
yeah, and this is just like a thing with Jace. If you pick an AD mid laner, you're crippling your team. This is like a lot of people don't realize the big reason why everyone hates going all AD is because obviously they can all itemize armor. And if you lose lane on Jace when you're all AD, your AD carry is going to be weaker because they have all armor. And if he's getting dumpster or if he's going even, he's doing less damage. You're doing 0 damage because they all have armor and you're on an AP scaling hyper carry. And if they have a Zero Rise or Malzahar, you're actually fucked because they just do so much AP damage and you can't do anything. So you really have to snowball on Jace to make him work.
We're just still on mid laners. I can swap it so you
Yeah,
guys
we can
look
swap
at
it
some
so you can
different
look at all of
stuff.
them. We went through all of them.
We'll swap it over Q&A, so we can. I guess what's an interesting. What we do top? You guys
Yeah, look at
one?
top or just look at top.
What was the last one we did? Well, we started off with support, right?
Yeah, we started off with support.
So we'll look at. I'll just have it up as
Yeah,
support.
have the support on if you guys want.
Why is Akali literal trash mid lane? She gets zoned out by control mages.
Yeah, we can just go.
You might get like level 6, but if you don't, she's kind of like a shitty.
Yeah, like
Fizz.
just look at all the other like mid laners here. Like, so who does she have priority over in the Jace matchup, in the Talia matchup, in the Azir matchup, in the like? She just has no pressure. She has no priority.
And low elo, it might work because
because they just walk up to you.
Yeah, because maybe you're fighting a control mage
Or
who
if
doesn't
you're,
know
like,
what they're doing.
Yeah.
But in high elo, if you're fighting like someone who knows what they're doing, like you're gonna get like no CS, you're gonna be at your turret the entire game.
Yeah, unless you're
You're
going
gonna
against
get zoned.
Yeah, unless you're going against TF Blade and mispositioned poorly and he just snowballs on you. I feel like
I honestly I don't even think TF Blade would be that good at a Akali.
Yeah.
I don't think it wouldn't work. Is Malzahar weak pre-6 to you guys?
It depends on the matchup, I would say, but not necessarily.
I don't think that it's specific. I mean, if he gets his Voidlings, he's very strong.
Yeah,
so
he's
you
very
have
strong.
to kill the Voidlings.
Yeah.
But it's not so much that Malzahar wants to fight you pre-6. It's more so that he's constantly shoving the wave.
Yeah.
So you can't deal with
Yeah, it's
him
not so much
effectively.
like his strength in the 1v1 pre-6, it's his strength in like clearing waves.
Malzahar is definitely weak to cat. I think naturally Malzahar isn't weak to cat.
Because of
but
the
I
way his
think
ult works,
specifically how I play Cat Arena, I never lose against Malzahar.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, be careful uploading this Reddit. Your meta and Nish is gonna get whatever. Akali's S top and not mid. Yeah, Akali's a really good top laner.
Yeah. We can just look at top and real quick.
Wait, Krupt is shit talking Keela, who's only played for 1 season. I mean, I could shit talk. How many seasons have you played him for? Kha'Zix YOLO, aka.
Oh yeah.
Why isn't Fizz higher on the tier list? Sure, he has few bad matchups, but in Steel Spellbook really helped him. He might be better in lower elos, but in high elo,
He just gets out-pressured
same
by
thing
a lot
as
more.
Akali. Like you're gonna get your shit shoved in
Yeah.
by Malzahar Rise.
Yeah, like if you don't have a jungler, right, and you're Fizz, and you're going against Vladimir, Cassio, Syndra, LeBlanc, any of these, like you just don't have priority on these matchups unless they fuck up really hard.
Like-
you can do some things against some more immobile mid laners, particularly Xerath, but even then, early laning phase, you get poked out against a good Xerath. You're not really gonna ever have priority.
the ladybug crawled all the way down and
Yeah,
it's now
dude.
going in front of the lane.
She's nuts, dude.
But also like I think it's really hard for you to understand it unless you haven't seen it. But control mages went against like you look at Fizz in your games and they always get fed, right?
Yeah.
But in high elo, if you pick Fizz mid and you don't have jungler priority, the enemy mid laner is gonna shove you into your turret and they're gonna hit you for 200 health every CS you
Yeah.
go for. And you're gonna get shoved out, you're gonna get no CS, you're gonna lose XP, and you're gonna fall
Yeah.
behind.
He also gets he just gets dumpstered by
He just
all
gets
the top tier
destroyed.
picks too.
And I know like he looks strong, right? Like all assassins look strong, but mages like
Yeah.
Fizz, like Akali, They're really
Yeah.
bad at
And
mid lane.
also, like, he suffers from the same problems as having this patch where stopwatch just actually fucks his combo up. Because if you ever land fish, they just stopwatch, and it's around the same time.
What makes Yasuo a niche pick? He's a one-trick pick.
Yeah, he's a one-trick pick. He takes a lot of skill to play him. He's not, like, innately strong with any of the runes, except maybe Fleet Footwork. He's actually pretty good with that. He's not really, like, top tier in terms of AD mid laners. You're better off picking something else if you're gonna mess with the composition
We're
like
past
that.
the time. Do you want to go, what? Do you want to go, like, 5 more minutes?
I'm down to just keep answering
going?
questions.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll keep going. Alright, what makes... Yeah, so now he's a one-trick. Also, what does the playstyle tag mean? Playstyle tag means they have, like, a unique way of playing them. You have to be familiar with the champion and have some games
Yeah, you
on
can't
them.
just pick him up.
It's like Aurelion Sol, right? Like, you can't jump into Aurelion Sol. Like, you have to understand, like, how his stars work, how his positioning. Same thing with Jace. You can't jump into Jace. Like, he has a lot of mechanics, a lot of intricacies.
Yeah.
And that's what we mean by playstyle. They want it from the Vlad perspective, not the Jace perspective.
Oh, what a Vlad can do against
Yeah,
Jace?
so I'll explain that. So Vlad... Oh, not against Jace. They meant Vlad. Not everything's
Oh,
about
just Vlad.
Jace.
Oh,
The
sorry,
world
sorry.
is about more than Jace Credenda.
Oh, we were talking about the Vlad Jace.
I know you have a Jace body pillow over there, okay? But the world
I
is
wish.
about more than Jace.
I wish I had Jace body pillow.
But Vlad, you just want to play aggressive, and it's okay to take somewhat bad trades as long as you keep trading, because you always win trades, and that's why Vlad's impressive. And once you get level 6, level 7, you can all in them with the 3rd empowered Q, alt, and the E flash ignite. Like, that's why he's strong, because he has a great level 7 all in, and he can take bad trades.
Yeah.
Can I look at top? Sure, we can swap to top lane.
It's
When he tries to talk while vaping, it sounds like he's talking water. Why is Zoe S tier still? Doesn't the R effect nerf her a lot? The
No,
R effect...
does
Okay, so
nothing.
the R nerf is big, but
Oh, it's just
fundamentally, she's still just so broken.
Yeah, and the RNG is just like the upsides are so
There's
insane.
too much RNG. She wave clears too easily. Paddle Star costs too less mana.
In past 20 minutes, you're playing dodgeball with your life.
Yeah, she one-shots way too early. Can I see the jungle tier list?
Sure.
I'm fairly certain you guys didn't even put Garen in the top lane list. Who?
Oh, Garen. I think we missed him, but he's literal trash.
Literal trash. I agree.
I will put him in literal trash. Don't worry, he will be there when we release this tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna write this down too.
Where
put
Lamau?
Garen.
Where's Garrett?
Garen's in literal trash.
Stopwatch and Relic Shield meta makes it so hard for Assassins to British champions. Yeah, it's kind of... They need a nerf stopwatch. It's broken.
Yeah.
Why is Kane B tier weaker?
Weak early game.
We literally got
weak early game compared to
weak early
the
game.
champions.
Snowball as well, but weak early game.
Yeah, weak
Doesn't
early game
have good
compared to the
games.
champions.
Top 10 champions to 1v9 a game.
Which role?
Yeah, it depends on the role.
Which role?
For mid lane?
For mid lane to
Azir
1v9 the
Cat.
game like Azir
That's
Cat.
what I said. That's literally what I mean. I made 1v5 champion.
Yeah, Azir Cat, Rise of you're super good. Yeah, Azir Cat, and then for Kha'Zix it's like
Zoe XD.
for jungle it's like Kha'Zix, Nidalee, Evelynn for like 1v9 champions. For support it's like Shen, Alistar, pretty much if you want to actually just carry the game. Soraka, yeah, we already took mid lane, Vayne, and like Kalista, Ezreal. These champions are really good for 1v9ing. If you're really good at Tristana,
I mean, honestly, I feel like all the 80 carries.
yeah, all 80 carries is just the strongest role. Akali, Jace, like all of these champions.
Garen is
except
not
maybe
on the top
Ornn.
list. We're not editing Garen, and he's so trash.
He's
that
literal
we're
trash.
just not putting him in.
We'll put him in when we before we release it tomorrow. But he's trash.
Do we have to?
I wrote the note, my dude. We have to. We have to put it. We have to put him somewhere. He's literal trash though.
I haven't seen the. I'm interested in the Swain rework. You know, maybe they'll
I am
do
very
some
interested,
cool stuff. He did need a rework. Why is Warwick considered B tier
in jungle? Because he just doesn't have the early pressure the other junglers have. Like a lot of this is predicated on like early jungle pressure or how well you can like tank to peel your AD carry. And he just doesn't do any of those things particularly well. He's like a jack of all trades kind of thing. He has some peel, has some early game, but just not as strong as these champions.
He's okay. Nothing special. Was referring to one tricking mostly, like regardless of meta. Meta matters. 1v9 champs are dependent on meta.
Yeah.
Because that depends on how good they are for
Yeah.
climbing. Like you can't ignore meta
Yeah.
if you want to climb.
Like you can't like one trick Udyr and expect a 1v9 every game, especially in high elo. Like it's just not possible.
Yeah. Why is Heimer A at top but C in mid? Blavels. I got this one.
Go for it.
Well, Blavels. Heimerdinger got nerfed. He's not that amazing. I'm sorry.
Next question.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss.
well, this is questions. This is Q&A or Semcan. Well, I'm a mid main, but I've been doing Yas AD carry. Stop doing that.
Yeah, stop doing that now.
If you want to climb, stop doing that. Where is Urgot's nipple in the meta? That is a controversy we'll discuss on a different episode.
that's too heated. I might get too heated on that one.
Yeah. Stop saying meta. It's meta. Got it.
Stop saying meta. It's meta. Yes.
I half say it because like I'm too lazy, and the other half is because it triggers you.
Yeah.
Now all of them are just... The fact that Trinimir's on the jungle list makes me angry.
Me too.
Yeah. Where is Emax Jace? He's
Emax
probably
Jace
one of
is
the
terrible.
better Jaces.
Emax Jace is terrible.
Okay. Pretty good? I think that's about it.
We got it all? Okay.
Alright, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for the questions. Thank you guys for watching. Everyone who's in here.
So, so we are going to release this tomorrow. We will post it on Reddit, so don't post it yet. What else?
I think
We haven't decided on our third episode yet, but we will release it.
Maybe have a guest too.
Yeah, we'll probably have a guest speaker.
Yeah.
A guest speaker.
A guest. We'll have a guest.
We'll have a guest speaker.
Yeah, we're not sure what the third episode is. It is going to be weekly, so it'll be Sunday, 8 p.m. same time as we started here.
Yep.
And
probably do a Corrupt's crib this time.
Yeah, we'll host it at my place.
Yep.
No ladybugs.
No ladybugs.
Crawling,
No ladybugs. No ladybugs.
All right, so that'll be it for me.
That'll be it for Rift Raff's episode 2. Episode
Not
2.
bad. Not bad.
Not bad. Consistent tier list.
Nice
tier
tier list.
list.
Challenger
Nice tier list. Clean tier list. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys can take something into your, your games wherever you are. Silver, bronze. I don't care. No judgment here. Thank you everyone who followed. I'm actually gonna give a quick shout out to all the people that followed during this.
Oh, and
Pepper,
we need to thank. You didn't thank the follows,
Oh,
but
yeah.
thank the people who helped.
Oh yeah,
the list.
all the people that helped us out with the list. We asked Sonar is a challenger AD carry, but they had AD carry tier list. You can also name the other AD carries we talked to.
We had Kushna help us. We had Team Luke help us. Just other players in other roles. We had Ace Windstorm.
Yeah.
I know.
Top lane, I talked to Lawrence. He's a Gangplank player. About the jungle tier list. I talked to Nove, really good Nidalee player. He was ranked 37 challenger last season. Forrest, obviously, Kindred one trick I play with a lot.
And then we asked Sudsy, 900 LP challenger mid laner, and WoW Fixes.
Yeah, WoW Fixes ranked 3
all of these
last
players
season.
are players we respect, and they helped us
Really
make the
iron
tier
out the tier
list.
list. Yeah.
We had cat ears, give us some input.
Give us some input on support. So big shout out to all of them for helping us.
Yeah, so thanks so much for that. So that's why this tier list isn't just from our perspective. It's like absolute and like what's good in solo queue.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right. You can thank your
Yeah.
follows.
Yeah, thank you so much. Liquid Shrapnel, Rhino, 208. Thank you for the 1-bit Kylo. Modmere Chat Riots. Try hard. No. P King, 2000, Emperor Omar, Simply Petite, and Hockey Gnome. Thank you all so much for following. Y'all are nuts. Y'all are smurfing.
All right, it's
Oh,
your
bless.
stream, so you can start the outro.
Start the outro. This has been Credenda, the best Jace, mid and NA, signing off.
Corrupt Hope, you already know, aka the G.
You already know, boys.
Signing out.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.